Do, 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 do. God damn it, Taylor Watch. This happens every time.
I swear to God, it wasn't delayed until we started doing that. I swear to God.
It's pretty much impossible to talk at the same time on Zoom, I think.
It really is. But yes, Taylor Watch, welcome, welcome. We are back. Happy Tuesday. Oh my God. What a weekend.
What a
What
weekend.
a time. What a life we live in. What a time to be alive. I'm so glad to live in this world right now with Taylor fucking Swift. Oh my God, Gia, how are we feeling after the weekend? Because I don't know about you, but I think I'm still like in a daze, in a coma. Like
Yeah.
I haven't really recovered at all since Thursday night.
No, it's like the most intense weekend I've ever had in my life. Honestly, I've just felt so consumed by this album, like because not only was there 17 whatever 15 songs, like she added the anthology, like it just added so much more like lore and depth. And yeah, I just feel like my life has just been consumed by Taylor Swift. Like I've just been thinking about her nonstop. I've been tweeting and listening, and it's just been amazing.
Same. And I think that this is where, we always are talking about how Twitter is the best place to look for Taylor Swift thoughts, theories, whatever. All the Swifties go hard on Twitter. But this is a time where I have to like force myself off Twitter because there are so many theories, connections, like bits and pieces of lore that people are adding to the story that
Yeah.
maybe we did or did not know before. That it's like I feel like I'm watching a documentary that will never end, and I'm not complaining at all, but it's just like I need to cut myself off sometimes. Like there's a new thing to add to the equation every single day, and I'm
Yeah.
loving it, but it's also detrimental to my health at this point.
No, it is kind of insane how like much it has taken over our lives, I feel like, just like in
Yeah.
general. And I feel like just the general public and the Swifties as well, like everyone's just like this is so much to digest, like in a good way.
Yeah.
And it's just feels like everyone's just been nonstop saying like, "Oh, this is my favorite song. Oh, wait, no, this is my favorite song. Wait, no, this is my favorite song." Like it changes every day, and yeah, I don't know. It's just been so fun.
You're right too. It's not like it's only the crazy Swifties. Like it's not just the diehards.
Yeah.
Like everyone is obsessing over this, and we love to see it. And we don't love the unsolicited opinions in a negative way, but I think that the positives are so far outweighing the negatives that I'm not even bothered. Like,
So, are we for like we're done with the New York Times? We're canceling them. They're done. We're
yeah, New
done with
York
them.
Times is dead to us. Well,
Yeah.
the New York Times is another opportunist publication. They always have been. Like they will write where they think the winds will blow.
Mm.
And after absolutely glazing Taylor for months and months and using her for clicks and all this bullshit, they now want to put out some kind of review. Although I'm confused because Taylor did share a review from the New York Times, but I don't know if it was the New York Times or like an offset or
Mm.
like they had a couple opinion pieces about it. I'm not sure. So,
It was like some article about like Taylor Swift like fatigue and her being
they're
like an oxygen sucking like artist.
they're embarrassing. It's an embarrassment. Well, Gia, of course, we have the typical she's become too successful, too famous, so now we must tear her down. We all
Right.
knew we were prepared for this moment. We've been here before. It's all very familiar, and this time we are not fucking up, and we stand by our girl no matter what. We're
Mm.
not listening to the noise. We're not here, even considering these thoughts because really, truly, chastising someone for being too successful, it's a reach that I can't even comprehend.
Yeah.
So it's like, get over your fucking self. I'm so sick of that. And I get that people who aren't major fans see the discourse and are like, wow, people are really going crazy over this. But to say like, ugh, I'm over it. It's like, okay, well, why do you think you're getting Taylor Swift stuff all over your feed? Because you couldn't stop consuming it before. So now
Yeah.
it's still there and you've changed your mind, but it's your own fault for being there. People that don't care or know or whatever about Taylor Swift, they don't concern themselves with Taylor because they don't care. It's not in their vibe. But if you the haters who are seeing so much of it, that's your own fault. That's because
Yeah.
you can't keep her name off your fucking lips. Okay,
The
that's
haters, I feel like this is the most sick the haters have been since like 2017, Loki, because I just feel like there's so much hate coming from all different sides. Whether yeah, she's too successful or like the album, like people don't people. we're
Too
expecting
long.
something
The
else.
album's just
Yeah,
too long. Like you can cut some songs. Like, okay,
I
people. Like we're grasping at straws here.
it's
Like
insane. I mean, people will never be satisfied, I feel like, with
Mhm.
her. Like there's always, I mean, it feels like it's been a problem with her, and she talks about it on the album too. Like people would just fucking nitpick everything she does, and it's just so frustrating. I saw a TikTok of someone being like, do you guys know like which artists I hate? Like, do you guys know which artists I really dislike? And they're like, no, because I don't fucking talk about it. Like,
right,
I talk about the artists that I like. Like, it just doesn't
right.
make sense as to why people feel the need to talk shit about someone who is literally like just doing good for people and little girls and people all around and people like us and young older women and men and whatever. Like all she does is bring positivity, I feel like, and it's just like I just don't understand why people need to shit on that.
They really do go out of their way. Even the jokes. I'm getting annoyed. I won't say pissed off. I won't go as far as to say pissed off because really it's not like I'm not absorbing it at all. But I'm seeing so many people now are like making fun of the Swifties freaking out over this album.
Mm.
I mean, there are massive crazy fans for every star that go nuts when they drop a new album,
Yeah.
but nobody's making videos making fun of them. Like
Yeah.
nobody made videos making fun of Ariana Grande fans. No one made videos making fun of Beyonce fans, Nicki Minaj fans, like all these things. Like, well, maybe Nicki Minaj, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's people don't do that, and it's like, mind your fucking business. I think really is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so frustrated by it because I have people, I'm 33. I say this all the time. So I have people that are my age, influencers that I follow and things like that that are around my age or like millennial women like
Mm.
that I'm, in the same orbit as. And a lot of and they're either diehard Taylor Swift fans like us, or they're like, you guys are crazy. Like, get over it. Like, you can not like her if you want, blah, 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 whatever. And it's like, okay, that's fine. Then take your own advice. Mind your own business. It's not
Yeah.
I didn't ask for your permission
Yeah.
to love the musical artists that I love. So
Yeah.
why is it a concern? Why do you have to make TikToks making fun of it? Why do you have to why are you inviting the hate? Why do you feel the need to make sure that people agree with you because you just what do you want to do? What does that give you? And
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. And like they're like, oh, it's jokes, it's fun, it's this, it's that. And everyone knows that it's not. That
Yeah.
rooted in these jokes is just hatred and jealousy and pettiness and whatever. And it's like, really, get over it, move on, do something different with your life, go take care of your kids, go
Yeah.
do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, relax.
I
It's
feel like
it's
no matter what, there's always going to be people on this earth that will only hate something because everyone likes it. And like
100%.
that's the most frustrating thing because they just don't want to like go with the flow or go with the status quo, whatever. Like there's a reason why everybody likes her. If you don't like her, just keep it to yourself. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. I hate people that literally only don't like something because it's something popular, whatever. There's a reason why she's popular. Like people love her.
Absolutely.
So just keep the hatred to yourself.
I know. Keep it to yourself. And also too, it is to the point where like, as always, the media has influence over people and whatever. And
Yeah.
for like high profile, quote unquote, high profile media outlets to be writing things like we have Taylor Swift fatigue,
Yeah.
you're like, why are you trying to set this tone?
Exactly.
And I just, right before we started, I just looked at, I just saw a tweet. Fuck, oh, here it is. It says, I've never seen a country disrespect their most treasured citizen like America with Taylor Swift. Unbelievable to say the least. It's facts. Like,
Yeah.
if there's a famous artist in any other country, people are like, bow down. They belong to us. We claim her, whatever. Why are we not like hoisting her on our shoulders and being like, Taylor Swift is from America. Like, this is our bitch. What, be jealous. You know what I'm saying? Have a little pride. It just
Yeah.
makes no sense.
No, I
Makes no sense.
completely agree. And it's like, yeah. I mean, again, I just feel like no matter what, there's always just going to be people that like to rain on people's parades. And it's just what a
Mhm.
sad, sad life that you live.
Mm-hmm.
Not
And Gia,
us.
to them, I say, thank you, Amy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Which is fabulous. But okay, so today we want to do we're obviously going to talk about the tracks. We want to do some lyric breakdown. It's a tough thing to go through and break down all these lyrics. They're very dense. That's a
Mm-hmm.
word I've been saying a lot, and I really agree with it. It's lyrically dense.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of like, if you don't know stuff about Taylor Swift, it's not going to hit as hard. It's not
Mm.
going to, you won't understand some of the references. You might have to Google some stuff, whatever. But I think that that's been a really fun part of this album coming out. Like, I feel like I'm learning. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, wow, a new movie came out that's like, historical, and I want to learn every minute of it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? My new favorite shit. And I think that it's really been a fun time. And while yes, maybe I haven't slept more than 4 hours in 5 days, I do feel good about the outcome of this whole album and the lyrics and the songs. And every time I'm listening to it, it just gets better and better. I,
Yeah.
I haven't listened to anything else. I can't stop. It's fabulous.
Yeah, I agree. Every time I listen to it, it gets better and better. And there was I had to Google a couple words. I had to Google. I listened to the Alchemy a bunch of times. I was like, I love this song's so good, whatever. And I was like, well, what the fuck even is an alchemy? Like, I don't even know what the
Yeah.
alchemy even is.
It's
So
like
it's like,
the chemical
yeah,
makeup of something, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, it's funny. Like, literally listening to this title of the song, and I just have no idea what it even means. But yeah, I think a lot of people had a lot of expectations with, the theme of this album and what it was going to be about, and, with her relationship with Joe and stuff. And we were all very, very shocked to see that it was
Boy, were we wrong.
yeah, very wrong. But I mean, it is kind of crazy that she experienced this entire relationship. And I think this also goes on with the theme of an album. Like, there's so much to her that we like don't know. There's so much about her life that we don't know, and like that's okay. Obviously, she's allowed to have her own private life. But it is kind of wild that she had like this whole thing with Matty Healy, and like it just wasn't really talked about or known to the depths of how real this relationship actually was.
Absolutely. The depth is the thing in question. Like, I think that people that have followed Taylor for a long time know that she's been friends with Matty Healy for a long time. They know that they had like a flirtation back in like 2014. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's no surprise. But the surprise really, I think, is the will they, won't they behind the scenes that
Mm-hmm.
obviously none of us knew, because
Mm-hmm.
it never amounted to something that was like that became whispers at the very least. You know what I mean? Like, I think people just were always like, oh, they're obviously friends. Like, oh, they're wearing each other's band t-shirts. Like, oh, that's supportive besties, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I Matty Healy as a person and as an artist is that kind of guy. Like, he just has those kind of
Yeah.
friendships.
Yeah.
So nobody really thought twice about it. So to hear so many of these albums and for her to really hit us over the head with it, like, we're not making guesses about whether or not it's about Matty. Like, she is specifically Fortnite right off the bat. The music video for Fortnite, which was fucking awesome
So
with Post
good.
Malone, obsessed with it.
Yeah.
The entire video is a direct parallel with the 1975 song. I think is it About You or the other one? There's two songs people are saying it's about, but I haven't actually watched it myself. I've only seen the clips.
I,
Do you know
I I
which
don't know. I
song?
think it might be About You.
Yeah, okay. So if it's not, sorry, but it's something. But if you look on Twitter or whatever, they have the side by side pictures of how they're exactly the same. They've got Matty Healy in the lab coat with the glasses. They've got the solo shot up of his face. They've got, the reaching over and grabbing someone's hand, and kind of it showcases this relationship where it almost has come out as an experiment. Like, does this work? Can this work? Can I, the video that Matty has, it's almost like he is performing experiments on this girl. And it's like, is she the perfect girl? Can she be the perfect girl? That's kind of the vibe. And this video with Taylor is the same thing, but she is the subject, where it's
Mm.
like, I'm allowing this to happen. And can I be the perfect person? Can we, make this work? Whatever. Am I crazy? Like, whatever. And I think that the parallels visually and just artistically are there.
Yeah.
And so it set the tone for the whole album. And a lot of it, there are a few songs for Joe. Joe wasn't left in the dust, but I
Mm-hmm.
do think that it's kind of funny that only, arguably the saddest songs are about him, but like
Yeah.
it's still kind of like he didn't really get it bad. He had there are a couple of jabs at him, but
No, it just
barely.
no, it just really seems like the general consensus is like it seemed like he was just in a really bad place, and it was like bringing her into a really bad place. And it's like when your relationship is kind of dying and you feel like you're dying, like you have to
Yeah,
get out kind of thing. And like it seemed
of
like he
course.
just wasn't gonna commit, and they were just both like killing each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's and sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's his bad relationship and it fucking sucks. But that's just how it went. He had plenty of time
Yeah.
to figure it out. I think that a thing that people say all the time is they got together when Taylor was at a low point in her life, and that once things started getting better and turning around, Joe suddenly was kind of like, oh, I don't, not into the whole thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that maybe at that time he found like he had someone that he could commiserate with, and then
Mm-hmm.
once he no longer could, the relationship starts coming in question. It's like, now is Taylor going to be his babysitter for the rest of the time? No.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has to work on themselves, make themselves better, whatever, and help themselves. And it sounds like he just wasn't doing it on the same timeline, and
Yeah.
that's fine. And that's fine. I'm much less like, I don't know. I feel like we had our torches and pitchforks ready for Joe, but I think that, they're gone now. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not worried about it. I'm not thinking about him. It's just sad, long relationship, good times, but we're moving on,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, definitely. That was the most shocking part about this album for sure. And I
Yeah.
remember we even said like I feel like Maddie Healy's just like this, like the bad boy that you go back to like after a breakup, whatever, or like just an easy
Totally.
hookup, whatever, and
He's like the friend with benefits, kind of.
yeah,
Like, he's
and
just the
that
yeah.
was just not the case at all.
No.
They were like
No.
literally talking about getting married, like what the fuck?
It's crazy. It's crazy. But there are guys like that, guys that will
Yeah.
they it's like manic behavior, It's like you're in it and you feel like, oh my God, yes, we're gonna do it. Like, let's get married, let's buy a house, let's have
Mhm.
kids, like, let's do this whole thing in life. And then when the reality of it sets in, like if someone says like, yes, absolutely, let's do it. And then when it comes time to like
Yeah.
do
Like,
it,
oh fuck.
oh fuck. No, no, no. Yeah. I was kind of kidding. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I was just dramatic, or I
Yeah.
was just whatever. So, I get that kind of relationship,
Especially like
but
coming out of a long relationship, like coming out of a 6 year relationship and jumping into something that like there's past history and stuff, like
mm,
it's gonna make you too. I think it's like a trauma bond almost.
100%. And it's taking advantage of a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
It's all kind of like getting swept up in the chaos of it. And I
Yeah.
think too, like it's something to trying to think of the right words. It's like they were just trying to pick up right where they left off when they were in their 20s and be serious. And I
Hmm.
feel like their relationship was never serious.
Yeah.
So to try to paint it in the serious light was just not going to work. That's not their relationship. Their relationship was always this kind of volatile mess.
Yeah.
And for them to kind of be like, all right, let's try it for real. It just wasn't, that's not how they work. They
Yeah.
don't work that way. They only
Yeah.
work in this fantasy world, I guess. So
It is just so crazy.
it's crazy stuff. It really is. But I think overall the album is a masterpiece, obviously. I
Mm.
think it's excellent. We obviously recorded ourselves reacting to the whole album for the first time. And thank you so much to everyone that
Yeah.
watched. Look, I didn't want to brag. And I was debating whether or not I was going to bring this up. But Gia and I received a lovely text from Swifty Dave saying that we
Yes.
did a good job, and
Yes.
and now my life is made.
Thank
So,
fucking God. That was like
thanks,
waking up
guys.
to. Well, actually, when I first woke up, I was scared because I was like, "Oh my God, we have a text from Dave." I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Of
And then,
course.
but it was a nice message, and yeah, that was just. It was all like it's all worth it.
It
Like,
was all
yeah,
worth it. It really was. Like, I like teared up. I was like, oh my God, yes. Also, I like hadn't slept in 3 days, and it was
yeah,
just like, we cared so much about it. We did that whole thing. You edited it in like zero time. It was crazy. I wrote that big ass lyric
yeah,
breakdown, and it just felt like, okay, this isn't all for nothing. Like the haters that think we're too obsessed with Taylor Swift, like they can choke on it. Like, this is just, it felt great. It felt
yeah,
really nice to feel like we did something right.
yeah.
So thank you guys so much for reacting with us and hanging out with us on our reaction video. You can still watch it, obviously. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And
It's
yeah.
It's funny because I feel like obviously as you watch it, like we just get more and more tired,
Oh yeah.
and it's crazy because I feel like we kind of missed some stuff like at the end because we were literally just so gassed that we're just like, all right,
100%.
like here we go again, like let's go,
Yes.
one more
The
song.
last the last 4 or 5 songs we didn't appreciate as much as we could have, because
Yeah.
yeah, we were tired. Also too, like, but for so behind the scenes, when the album came out at midnight, it took us 2 hours to get through it
Mhm.
because we were listening to it. We would stop, we would chit chat, we'd look at the lyrics. We
Yeah.
kind of like, it was really a lot. And then as soon as we were done, the new album came out. So we started right again, and that took another 2 hours
Yeah.
because we did the same thing. And so, yeah, so for you to bring, or for you to put 4 hours of our like babbling into like an hour and a
Yeah.
half quick video that people are loving was something to behold.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you for that.
I
But
know.
it was a lot. Like it was a lot at the time. And it was very emotional. We were every
Hmm.
other song we're crying. Like,
I know.
we're trying to process. Like it was a lot. Just emotionally it was a lot. That
Yeah.
was, I think, what was exhausting. So by the time we got to the end, it was like, all right, I'm falling asleep. These songs are great. They're all like telling the story, but we weren't we definitely didn't give the last couple of songs the love they deserve. But I'm here to say that they are fabulous. And now that I've listened to them a few times where I just like listen to my headphones and whatever, they stack up with the rest of them,
Yeah.
like they're excellent.
I think the
And
Bolter and the Manuscript definitely are up there for me, but I don't
same.
know, Cassandra and Robin still just I still can't really get
Yeah.
the
Can't get into
full
it.
love for those ones. But one that stuck out to me, I felt like was, well, we'll get to it, but so High School, I feel like that one was literally just all about Travis Kelsey, and I was like,
We didn't even.
this kind of sounds like it's about Travis. And it's like, yeah, no shit, you think?
Yeah, right. You said that, and I hadn't even registered. I was like, oh, maybe. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
even. I wasn't at that point processing like at all. But a song, Robin. Actually, I think we like yada yada past Robin and basically skipped the song. Now I listened back to it when I was doing my like written lyric breakdown, and Robin, I'm now putting in the category of like too sad to listen to,
Oh.
because it is a it's clearly like a letter to her younger self and how she's wanting to like protect her younger self from like the bad things to come for as
Oh.
long as she can. And that it's like heartbreaking. So it's right in the like soon you'll get better category with me all of a sudden.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm glad that I couldn't process it at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. So let's wanna just go through them and give our thoughts on each.
Yeah, but
So many.
first, let's talk about Boll and Branch very quickly.
Oh, Bowling Branch. Wait, I have a story about Bowling Branch. I'm down here in Tennessee right now. I'm with Sydney Wells, who does our Barstool Outdoors,
Hmm.
the that corner of Barstool, which is so fun. I'm having a really good time. She does this thing where called like Out of Office, where she takes a couple of Barstool employees who have never done like these outdoors things before and kind of puts them in that situation and see how they do. And this time it's turkey hunting. And so I went turkey hunting and I got a turkey, spoiler alert, but like which like people know. I wasn't gonna say anything because I was like, is it gonna be a big reveal in the video? And she tweeted it immediately. So I
Okay.
feel good like talking about it. But something I never thought I'd be doing. And it's just been a good time, and everyone's been really nice and whatever. They're still out hunting because I already got mine, but they need to get a couple of theirs. And so it worked out for us to record this, which is great. But so we were talking about Taylor Watch after the fact, like we were at dinner or whatever. And Sydney was asking, like, oh, how's it going? Like, what kind of sponsors do you guys get? Because obviously we get way different sponsors.
Hmm.
She's sponsored by like, camo companies and things like that. And I said, oh, one of our favorites is Boll and Branch. And she goes, oh, shut the fuck up. And I was like, what? Yeah, it's like Boll and Branch. And she was like, do you have a code? I love them. I'm obsessed with it. I just bought a whole new thing of sheets, like went off about Boll and Branch for 20
Oh,
minutes
I
and
love that.
loved it. So shout out Boll and Branch before we even get into the real ad, because they are
Damn. So we
they're
got,
crushing it.
not only do we have Sydney Wells obsessed with Boll and Branch, we have me and Kelly obsessed with Boll and Branch. We have Miss Peaches is obsessed with Boll and
It's
Branch.
peaches.
She got
She
her
loves it.
own like custom pillowcase. It was, I
Yep.
mean, anytime someone gets gifted Boll and Branch, it's like obviously going to be the best gift of the night. I have the mineral colored sheets. They're fabulous. I sleep like a baby every single night since I've gotten these sheets. I'm not even kidding. My bed is
Same.
so
I have the
comfortable.
cream ones. I have the cream ones, and they're just when the light comes through my windows and hits my bed in the morning, it's
Ooh,
just it's the most beautiful bed in the world.
I love
Like,
that.
never
Yeah,
leave.
they're like a little like they have like a sheen to them,
Something. They're
like a
so soft.
yeah.
Like, oh God, they're perfect. I miss my Bowl and Branch sheets. I'm like I said, I'm in an Airbnb, and it's like I need my sheets.
Yeah. They're the perfect way to start upgrading your sleep, and these best selling sheets feel incredible on night one and get softer on every single wash. They're made with the finest 100% organic cotton and are completely free from toxins. They feel buttery soft, yet super breathable, so they're perfect for warm months ahead and are loved by millions of sleepers. Bowl and Branch signature sheets come in 14 versatile colors in all sizes, from twin up to California king. So sleep better with the softest, most breathable bedding from Boll and Branch during their best discount of the season, and see for yourself why Boll and Branch sheets were famous Miss Peach's favorite gift of the night at bollandbranch.com with promo code KEEGS for 20% off. That's right, get 20% off your first set of sheets plus free shipping when you use promo code KEEGS at bollandbranch.com. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND branch.com. Promo code KEEGS. Exclusions apply. See sites for details.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. So shall we jump
Love them.
into some of this lyric breakdown, starting with
Let's jump into it.
Fortnite?
There we were
Forever.
forever.
It's also, I saw a hilarious tweet that was like, um, just sang a full song from TTPD all the way through, and it's like the gif of like
Yeah.
what's her face like dancing from Marriage Story, Scarlett
Oh
Johansson.
yeah. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is the hardest album to learn lyrically. Like I pride myself, and I feel like Kelly, you're the same way too. Like we know our lyrics. Like we know lyrics. Like you can give us a song, we know the lyrics to it. I
Yep,
cannot fucking
absolutely.
learn these lyrics for the life of me because you never know what she's gonna say next, and you can't really predict. Like sometimes you can like guess what the theme of the next line's gonna be, whatever. You never know what's coming out of her mouth lyrically wise, and it's I think maybe that's why it's been so much to digest because it's like I want to be able to sing the song, but I don't know
A
the
hundred
words.
percent. That completely. I think that right. We are the same in that we just we wanna know every lyric. We
Mm-hmm.
wanna like pay the correct respects to every song and whatever. And I'll say this, I feel confidently that like most of these choruses I've got down, but there are only two or three songs where I feel confident enough being like, I think I know 80% of the lyrics. It's like it's hard. Like
Yeah.
they and two, like she switches up a lot mid-song every song. Like not every verse is or
Mm-hmm.
not every verse is the same.
Yep.
Like, you have to remember which
She did
comes
that in
first.
like Folklore and Evermore too, I feel like.
Definitely. And that took a long time too
Yeah.
to really memorize. But that was, we injected that into our veins. Like that was like a quick, and we're doing the same with this, but yes, the number of songs and the fact that like I think a lot of these songs, their background, like the actual sound to them is very similar to a lot of her other songs on purpose. Like like So Long London, I think I saw like a mashup with Call It What You Want. Like a lot of them are very familiar. So like you can accidentally fall into old lyrics or lyrics to different songs on the album, and you're like, wait, no, that's that song,
Yeah.
and this is the song, and it's just they just flow so seamlessly that it
Yeah.
is really hard to learn. It's like this album feels like memorizing the words from a book more than memorizing lyrics and songs. Like I feel like I'm now memorizing like chapters 1 through 10 of Harry Potter. Like that's how I feel.
That is very true. Yeah, like I kept singing I forget it was Mastermind and I think it was I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, but something about like
No, it is the
it's
background that
yeah. Yeah,
that
yeah. Like it
I
sounded
did.
a little similar to me.
Mhm.
So that was interesting.
They all kind of fit together in different ways if you really listen closely. But yes, okay. So Fortnite featuring Post Malone. This is a let's see. Let me pull up I have them on my thing. Pulling up the song credits. We've got Post Malone, Taylor Swift, written by Post Malone, Taylor Swift, Jack Antonoff, produced Jack Antonoff, and it's amazing. I think first listen. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Now it's like it might be a top five. Like
Oh.
I'm fucking obsessed with this song. For some reason, it just for a fortnight there we were. And maybe the video helped with that, like something, but I really, really like it.
Yeah, it definitely has a very catchy chorus for sure. I
Uh,
think it definitely grew on me by the end of the song when we were listening to it first all the way through. But yeah,
mhm,
it's not, I don't know if I would put it up top 5 for me just cuz I don't feel like a huge emotional connection to it, but
mhm.
it's not a skip, I don't think. Not at all.
Definitely not a
Yeah.
skip. There are basically no skips. I would say like some of them it's like, all right, maybe halfway through I get the point, but mostly it's no skip.
Yeah.
It starts off, obviously, we're talking about I was supposed to be sent away, they forgot to come and get me. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic. I think that's like a hilarious line, kind
Yeah.
of like that we've all been at a point in our lives where like we're doing something for attention and nobody cares. And it's like, well, what's the point then? I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of what we get there.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I don't actually think Taylor Swift's a functioning alcoholic. Like I think it's like, you know,
No, I
I I also read something, sorry. I also read something that was like that Taylor said that was like I'm this entire album was written in the way that like a very dramatic tortured poet would write about lyrics and or write about experiences and emotions and things like that.
mhm.
And so I think everyone needs to keep in mind that just because Taylor wrote these lyrics doesn't mean that they are all exactly what happened, how it was, whatever, that it's a little exaggerated and that's on
Yeah.
purpose. And we're allowed to like feel dramatic about it because it is dramatic. Like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be dramatic. It's supposed to be like, yeah, I was supposed to be sent away. I'm an alcoholic and whatever. It's like, no, Taylor Swift was not in the psych ward. Taylor Swift was not an alcoholic. Like, you know, she loves her wine. We know that. She got drunk at a couple of award shows, but like, you know, who cares? That's more the energy of it.
Yeah. I read an interesting like deep dive on this song because I feel like it has like you can kind of get the gist from the lyrics, like you're thinking about it, like you're kind of the narrator's talking about being where they are now, reminiscing back on like this situationship, whatever, 2 week relationship that she had. But someone on TikTok had they go, the crux of this song is the narrator imagining a future where her and her ex have moved on. It's been several years, and when reflecting back on the relationship and the time they spent together, it's a fortnight compared to the time they've spent apart. The narrator imagines that in the future she will be having a miserable life as a functioning alcoholic with depression and with a husband who cheats on her. Meanwhile, her ex is having a great life with a very nurturing, loving wife, which she's feeling animosity and jealousy about. My husband's cheating, I want to kill him, and your wife waters flowers, I want to kill her. You can see the
Yep.
difference in their relationships. And then like she still doesn't hold much animosity towards like the ex, and like she hopes that they're doing well at the end of but the she's saying, I hope you're doing well, but the end of our relationship is why I'm in this predicament. You don't even know why, but this is why I've turned out to be such a mess. And like
Hmm.
she imagines like running into him and like still thinking about him, even like thinking about herself in like a future tense.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a lyric later or I think it is. I'm not sure if it's even in this song. It might be in a different song. But it's like she says somewhere along the lines like I'm obsessed with the what ifs and the if onlys or
Yeah.
something. And I think that's a good way to describe like a good chunk of this album, but this song too. It's like, we're moving on, get another or buy the car you want, move to Florida, like do all the things that you were going to do. Meanwhile, I'm kind of just like processing this. And really, what am I processing? Collectively 2 weeks of time, like a small moment in time
Mhm.
has affected me in this large way. So I think
Mhm.
that what you just read kind of encompasses that as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I think it's a
great.
perfect start to the album because it gives a good like general gist of like what this whole album's kind of going to be about.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, everyone online is saying, your 3 month situationship will fuck you up harder than any long-term relationship you've ever had. And that's facts. You know what I mean? Everyone knows that.
It's
That's
so
facts.
facts. Yep.
Because it's the same idea. It's like this whirlwind shit. Like you get into something like that and you're just like you want to make it work so bad. So you go all out. You think that this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to like let myself fall into this whole
Mhm.
thing. And you get bit in the ass sometimes. And
Yeah.
that's what happened here.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like like so many people, especially women, I feel like have experienced something like this. So like even though it is even though it is in the or like when you tell someone, oh yeah, like it's about like this guy that she had this brief thing with, people are like, what the fuck? But it's like, no, you don't get it because you haven't been
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that type of situation before.
Right, exactly. And I think that, oh no, Gia,
What?
can you see me? Oh, something weird just like, hold on. What is going on? You can still see me, right?
Yeah.
My like email just like, what the fuck is going on? Hold on. It's like flashing in my face, wanting me to reload the website. It's like reload site.
Reload what site?
Hold on. I just want to make sure it doesn't cut us off on Zoom. I think we're good, right? We're still good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. My like Gmail is like trying to reload. I have no
Mm.
idea. I'm sorry. That was
No,
bizarre. I just wanted to fuck up our Zoom.
you're fine.
Um, okay. So, but yes, I think that I think all in all, if you haven't experienced something like this, it's not, it's not going to hit as hard, but if you have, you really understand it and it sucks. And it
Yeah.
sucks. I think it's a really good way to describe that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay. Torture Post Department?
Yep. Yep. Track 2, the Torture Poets Department. This is like kind of. I think this is one of the crazier songs. I mean, just lyrically,
Yeah.
this song kind of goes all over the place,
It
and
Yep.
she drops some bombs that you are just like, what the fuck? Okay, so this is definitely like way more serious than we thought it was going to be with her and Maddie. Like, especially, I mean, obviously, I think the first part that kind of gets you is the second verse when she goes, "You smoked and ate 7 bars of chocolate. We declare Charlie Booth should be a bigger artist. I scratch your head. You fall asleep like a tattooed golden retriever." So you obviously know that this is about Maddie, probably because Joe is not tattooed, and I don't know.
Right.
People say like 1975 has a song called Chocolate, but I don't know. I wonder if that. I wonder if she did
I
that.
don't know if that's all. Yeah, I don't know if it could be. It's another thing that people are drawing these parallels after the fact, and it could be that, it could not be, it could be
Yeah.
coincidence, whatever. I think that we can declare by the second song that Matty Healy is muse of the century.
Yeah.
Like he has inspired a lot of this, and maybe she's been holding it in, and maybe it's been sprinkled throughout her works over time.
Mm.
But this kind of like it seems like what they went through has been infused with her, or it's like really deep in her soul. And I think a lot of these songs feel that. This song definitely is crazy. It's the most direct, I think, like call out, the most direct, like, obvious who it's about, like,
Mm.
the comparisons they make are crazy. First song I had to Google because I had to Google Dylan Thomas,
Mm.
and just because I didn't know him. And I think that it's sad. It makes me sad. I really like the song, by the way,
Yeah.
but I like it a lot more than I first listened. First listen, I was like, oh, whatever, and now I like love it. But the tone behind it is kind of like we're two crazy kids and we're just having fun, and let's not be stupid and let's not think we're this big dramatic thing. Like it doesn't have to be that. We're
Mm.
not Dylan Thomas. You're not Dylan Thomas. I'm not Patti Smith. Dylan Thomas is a an old famous poet who was like notoriously, he was a drunk, he was a poet, and he was known for being extremely like dramatic and emotional and whatever. And that was his whole thing. But he was like definition of tortured poet.
Mm.
And then Smith, also a poet and also like inspired by New York and or poet, singer, songwriter as well. Um, Inspired by New York and another like icon. And so, comparable to Taylor Swift, you could
Mm.
say, in this setting, in this world of the Tortured Poets Department. And I think that line of "You're not Dylan Thomas, I'm not Patti Smith. This ain't the Chelsea Hotel. We're modern idiots."
Yeah.
Like that thought of we don't live in that time. Like we're not, this is a different world. This is a different life.
Yeah.
Whatever that
Like we don't have
was
to
at
take
that
ourselves
time.
so seriously. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I love it. But yeah, it's definitely crazy. Um, the Charlie Puth line, again, I've never had any problem with the Charlie Puth line. People were freaking the fuck out about it. I think it was probably a casual conversation they had, and she just put lyrics, put it into
Yeah, people
lyrics.
were saying like they probably like you smoked and ate 7 bars of chocolate, so they were probably fucking high as hell, and they were like laughing to themselves like Charlie Puth.
Exactly. They're
Yeah,
like, why doesn't he get more attention? Like
yeah.
that's why it feels to me at least the most real in terms of like their like back and forth conversations.
Mhm.
Um
And then
the
the bridge is where me and you kind of were like, whoa, 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 because obviously they have this. She starts off. Sometimes I wonder if you're gonna screw this up with me, but you told Lucy you'd kill yourself if I ever leave. But I had said that to Jack about you, so I felt seen.
mhm.
I sent a tweet to Kelly that was like, remember when we thought jumping off of very tall somethings was being dramatic? Like, this is the next level. Obviously, I think she's talking about Lucy Dacus and Jack Antonoff in these
Of
lines
course,
because
of course.
Boy Genius opened up for. Or Boy Genius was with Phoebe Bridgers for a couple of the Eras Tour stops. Maddie Healy played with them. Maddie Healy and Phoebe Bridgers were very close friends, so I think so
Yeah,
is
they're all
Lucy.
friends.
Yeah.
Like that's like their crew for sure.
Yeah, and
So,
obviously Jack Antonoff and Taylor Swift are best friends. So
Yeah,
when
I think this is funny, and it's also just another example of like drama. Like if you're dating someone, like we're very dramatic people. People sometimes are on the fence about being casual about suicide. I think it's hilarious.
yeah,
Personally, I talk about killing myself every day, and I think that that's like as a joke, whatever. And I know that gets dark. People don't like a dark sense of humor or whatever, but I think that there is a level of darkness to both of their senses
hmm
of humor. I don't think Taylor can really has the opportunity to let that show.
hmm
And I think she's finally kind of like putting it out.
yeah,
But imagine like you're dating someone and you're so obsessed with them and you're like, oh my God, if they left me, I would kill myself. Like that's
yeah,
just, like that's kind of how we talk, like as a joke and whatever. She's not saying I'm going to literally kill myself. And, he's not saying he's literally going to kill himself. Like
yeah,
it's just that's not it. But I like that it was included because it just, again, shows the level of drama in this like infatuation.
yeah. And then she
Yeah.
continues to go on and says, "At dinner, you take my ring off my middle finger and put it on the one people put wedding rings on, and that's the closest I've come to my heart exploding." So I think that was kind of the moment too where we were like, okay, so they were joking around about getting married, which is crazy, and
Yep.
then
Super crazy.
she goes on to make a lot more references to that throughout the album too.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I guess that bridge kind of just starts everything off. You're like, okay, so this is really the route that we're gonna go down,
Yep.
getting married to
It
Maddie Healy.
it really sets the tone, but it also too, I saw a tweet that was like, Taylor Swift just exposing the entire Maddie Healy playbook. Like I'm taking notes, like from some like, fuckboy guy, like as a joke.
Yeah,
Because that's a thing. It's like you're in it and it's like you're talking about it's just another level of drama. It's almost like who can outdo each other in how crazy we are about this until it's like hurting someone. And at the end, Taylor got hurt. Like it's almost like they're playing chicken. And Maddie will never stop. He'll go as far as to pretend to like use your own ring to fake propose to you under a table at a restaurant. Like that's how crazy he'll go. Where it's like, but that's all Taylor's ever wanted. So, she has to tap out.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, tap out. Are you marrying me or no? Like
yeah,
it's just
yeah, yeah,
so I feel bad. I feel bad for that part. But I get it. I get it. I get the feeling behind it, I should say.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that leads in like that energy leads into to the next song, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, because I think that this whole song is very much about like you're the metaphor is a kid gets a new toy, loves these toys, plays with them so hard until they break, and like they just have no control over it or no self-control. They can't like stop themselves from doing this. Like you see little kids, they get a truck for the first time and they love it so much they throw it against a wall.
yeah,
Like they don't know how to process these emotions. They
yeah,
don't know how to like express this
yeah,
feeling about it.
yeah.
And I think that seems like it was a common theme in the
I also feel
relationship.
like she's kind of, I like you said, like referring to herself as a toy, and
Yeah.
like not only like in this relationship, but like just in general, just like in life. I feel like she's probably like using this metaphor for herself, just because I feel like everyone just kind of sees her as like this Barbie doll, whatever, like perfect person. Like
Mhm.
she says like I also had to Google what rivulets means, but
Oh yeah, same. I Googled rivulets. Yep.
yeah, it's
Rivulets
like a
is
small
small
river.
stream.
Oh, small stream. Yeah,
Small stream. So the line is rivulets down my plastic smile. People think like, so imagine Taylor as a toy, like as a Barbie, and then you see like streaming tears
yeah,
down it. And that is the marks that it makes would be technically can be compared to rivulets.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like this song kind of speaks for itself. Like the chorus, like my boy only breaks his favorite toys. I'm the queen of sandcastles he destroys. Like everything that I build up for us, he breaks down. Like he claims that I'm his favorite, but like he treats me like crap, like whatever. Like I'm trying so
Mhm.
hard to like get everything to work perfectly, and no matter what she does, like he still just breaks it.
Can't, right. It's like it's that no self-control, can't help yourself. Queen of sandcastles he destroys. Like it's
Yeah.
a lot of like, yeah, like juvenile metaphors, because I think looking back on everything that had happened to her, a lot of it is very juvenile. It's like, at what point do you grow up? And it's not today.
Yeah.
Certainly not today. I also just love the sound of this song. It's kind of a banger. Like if you
Yeah,
really
totally. It's a bop.
breaks his favorite toy.
Toes, toes.
Uh-oh.
Oh. I also love the like outro. Um when she's like, just say when I'd play again. He was my best friend down at the Sandlot. I felt
Mhm.
more when we played pretend than with all the Kens, cuz he took me out of my box, sold my tortured heart, left all these broken parts, told me I'm better off, but I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um and I think I said this in the album review, but I feel like she refers to her and Maddie's relationship as like playing, or like playing as children, like two kids playing in the sandlot, two kids like messing around, whatever. Because I feel like before maybe they got together after Joe, whatever, like they had such a youthful relationship, like it was easy and they were best
Mhm.
friends that maybe had more of a romantic
Yeah.
connection.
It was playful, and they were playing games. And
Yeah.
that I think is what it is. Like they were playing games, but when it was time for the games to end, it's like their relationship consists only of playing these games.
Yeah.
And it's hard, and and it can be said, some could say, and I'm not trying to stick up for Matty Healy in any way, but him being like, all right, that's it then. Like I am here to play games, and if that's not what it's going to be anymore, I can't handle it. It's like, well, good then. That good. So then really don't. Then really don't come back into our life. Like don't come back into her life. Don't come back into the situation. Don't play these games anymore. Like
Yeah.
we've put it away. We put the box away. Like it's done.
Yeah.
And I think that it's interesting to see. But I think what is important here as well, and honestly throughout a lot of the album, is that Taylor was aware and willing to be playing these games, to get her heart broken,
Yeah.
to feel these feelings. Like
It definitely
she's
seems
not
like she knew what she was getting into.
yes, she's not asking for sympathy. She's singing about how she feels. She's
Yeah.
writing about how she feels, and she's writing about the mistakes that she made and how she let her heart get in the way of her head. And
Yeah.
who among us? Who among us?
No, and yeah, and like what, like the line where she says, "Cause he took me out of my box, stole my tortured heart." Like, he, like, took her out in public, like took her out like to dinner, like
Yeah,
did like she was stuck. I feel like she probably felt like she was so stuck in this relationship that she was in for so long. They
yep.
never like went out, did anything together. Like he finally kind of brought her like, or like at least showed her somewhat of like a normal relationship of some sort, or at least like someone that's not afraid to take
He
be
he did all
seen
the
with
right
her in
things.
public, whatever. But obviously he didn't know the extent of his actions, I guess.
Yeah. Or I mean, the argument is like, did he? Like, did he know the extent of it?
Right.
Like, that's what people kind of feel and they worry about. They're like, well, did he know? Like, did he really know what he was doing? But I also kind of think like, yeah, he probably knew what he was doing, but so did Taylor. And she hoped for the best and received the worst,
Yep.
unfortunately. Which leads us to Down Bad. I think that Down Bad is a lot of the way she was feeling about the relationship. And I saw another thing. I think it might have been from Within the Vinyl, where she, or no, it was some kind of interview with somebody. I don't know, where she said that Down Bad is kind of like, she was beamed up like an alien and brought into this whole new world that she knew nothing about. And then they sent her back, and she was like, "Well, wait a second. I loved that. That was so fun. Bring me back. Like I like that." But at the end of the day, it wasn't reality. That's an alien. That's a ridiculous situation, and you are better off on Earth.
Yeah, that exactly. My boy breaks only his favorite toys with that line about being stuck in the box relates perfectly into this song, because exactly, like, he took her out of her box, showed her this world she never seen before. It was public with her, like, not like her past relationship had not been at all, and then all of a sudden just it was snap done, like right back to reality, I guess. And and now she's sad, and now she's crying at the gym, and she's pissed off, and she's like, I experienced this like cosmic love, this heaven, this thing that made me feel heaven struck, like something I've never experienced before, and now I'm back to reality where things suck, and like everything's like black and white almost again.
Yeah, exactly. I think too, and I know you like this line, and I like it too. Everything comes out teenage petulance.
Yeah.
I think that it's the perfect way to describe, like, she's kind of having a temper tantrum about not doing that. She's like, well, what the fuck? Like, stomping her feet, like, bring me back. Like, this is what I want. I like this, and what the hell?
And when you're
sorry, keep going.
No, when like that kind of reminded me of like when you're like in high school or college, and like your situationship or like your ex-boyfriend or whatever is like giving you a hard time over text, or like you're having a bad day with your boyfriend, so you take it out on like your mom or something. Your mom's like, oh, let's go shopping. You're like, I don't want to do anything. You're like, why did I just yell at her like that? You know?
Because why would you even think I'd want to go shopping?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you love shopping? I don't know.
You just take the anger that you feel from how they're making you feel, you take it out on other people, and you just have these like outbursts, and you're just like, oh my God, like I need to stop taking this out on other people. So I definitely like understood where she was coming from when she said like everything's coming up teenage petulance, because even when you're in 20s and your 30s, whatever, 40s, 50s, like you'll always have these moments where you're just acting like a teenager because like some asshole pissed you off.
Absolutely. I also like where she says, I obviously like the fuck it if I can't have us, let's see, fuck it if I can't have him, fuck you if I can't have us. Like, it's kind of like, it's that temper tantrum, like passing blame. Well, it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, fuck you. If you don't want to, like, if you want to be with me, then fuck you. Like, that's not my problem.
And I also kind of think it's like a fuck you, fuck it to like her fans, low key.
Oh, totally. Oh, by the way, Matty Healy, sure, maybe he's read to filth a few times on this album, but the fans, we need to, this is our, shut the fuck up. Like, this is the moment where it's like, she is telling us, not just specifically in this song, there's a couple parts in this song, but then obviously throughout the album, there's a few other songs, but she does not give a fuck what we have to say about her life. We don't run her life.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that, that it stems directly from, like, the fans have their thoughts on Twitter and whatever, but there was a point where there was some weirdo situation going on. It was like an open letter about how she was dating Matty Healy, and it was like problematic, and it almost like a petition, like, sign this petition.
Yeah, it was so
Taylor
weird.
Swift stops dating Matty Healy. It's like, get real. It was so bizarre. And again, those aren't fans. Those are just freaks, and it's like, you need help.
Yeah, I do think this album is a big message to the fans for sure. But like, you will see that more as we go on. But yeah, definitely like this line, like, cause fuck it, I was in love, cause fuck you, like.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck it, I was in love. Like, what do you guys want from me? Like, fuck you. Like, sorry.
Completely. Again, who among us hasn't been like so in love and infatuated with someone that they just, and that everybody said, hey girl, it's probably not the move. Hey girl, maybe not. And it's like, well, fuck you. No, I was in love. You can't tell me what my feelings are.
Yeah.
You can't change my mind. Like, this is how I felt, and it's my life.
Yeah, literally. Exactly.
Yeah. Crazy. No. But yeah, great song. I think Down Bad is a top song for a lot of people.
Yeah, I would put Down Bad. I don't know. I wrote like all my favorite ones, but I think there's like 15. But I think I would,
Yeah.
but
I
I
didn't
think
even bother writing favorites because I was like, they're all my
I
favorites. Like
know.
I can't, even before when I said Fortnite might be top five, I'm like, well, I
Yeah,
don't know. There's a lot of songs. Like I already have changed my mind since then.
I know. But yeah, Down Bad, I think I definitely put Down Bad in my top 10, maybe top 5, maybe top 5.
It's a great song, great
Yeah.
jam. Then we lead into So Long London. So now
Mm.
we're shifting gears away from Maddie. We got our first track five, and it delivered. Sad as fuck, but also very like it's. I think this song is so sad because it's so you feel the exhaustion coming
Mhm.
from it. Like you feel that like I give up, and it's hard to convey that in a song. I think, especially when we know the lore, we know the history, whatever, and so it just makes me really sad to hear that like we tried everything we could,
Yeah.
we died over time, and that's that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the
that
way
was
that she uses imagery in the song to describe like the final moments of their relationship is just like so heartbreaking and
yeah,
so sad. Like pulled him in tighter each time he was drifting away. My spine split from carrying us up the hill. Wet through my clothes, weary bones caught the chill. Like you can
mhm,
just picture that in your head, like just the desperation and the
totally,
sadness of trying to save something that is very much dying. And I
yeah.
also feel like it seemed like maybe she knew Joe would never would never end things. So she knew that she was going to have to do it. And like, it seemed like she didn't want to, but she knew she had to almost.
Right, completely. I think even the line right next to it that I stopped trying to make him laugh. Like, how sad is that?
Yeah.
Like, you're trying. I mean, well, it's Mirrorball parallels, big time. It's like how hard do you try to
Mm.
get someone to love you the way that you love them, or to like you the way that you like them, or anything? And it's just yes, maybe it worked at the time, but like we're clearly both bored, we're tired, we're exhausted. It's a lot of
Yeah.
work for
Yeah.
what, you know?
And like you said
Um,
earlier,
yeah.
when they first started dating, like she was in hiding, she was in a really low spot, and I
Mm.
feel like they probably bonded over that feeling. And with the chorus when she says like thinking how much sad did you think I had in me, like I feel like that is a perfect way of describing like how much more did you think I could take from this. Like I know that like when we met, like I was a sad person, like we kind of both, and we always talk about how we're like perpetually sad girls, like I get that,
Totally.
but like
It's something it's certainly something to bond over. Like
yeah,
it's a thing where it's like, oh wow, we're both feeling melancholy. We're both feeling this, whatever. But it's like you can't
but
live
at a
you
certain point
24/7, you can't be melancholy. Like
yeah.
I love to be melancholy, but I know that it's like you can't live like that.
Mhm.
That's not a life, you
Mhm.
know?
Exactly.
Mhm. The line that really got me in here. Well, there's a couple. The I stopped CPR after it's all no use. After
Mm.
all, it's no use. That's devastating. But the one that really hit me that I like immediate tears, no matter what, every time I listen is I'm pissed off you let me give you all that youth for free. That's sad as fuck. I could cry right now. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a really really sad line,
And the way that
and
she delivers it too,
true.
like you can just tell like she really means it, and that's
Yeah,
what's so sad. Like I mean, that's something that like is so hard to accept. I feel like looking back on a relationship and trying to be like, this was all for a reason. This happened, to bring me where I am now, but you can't help but feel like sometimes it was a waste of your time. Like you could have been
totally.
doing other things, living a different life, and especially when you're in your 20s, like those are kind of prime time to experience things and live your
Completely.
life, and she just wasn't doing that because she was in this long-term relationship. And yeah, it just makes you feel bitter, I feel like.
Completely. And it's really hard, even in the best of relationships, the most amicable of breakups, the most like casual. I mean, the breakup wasn't casual, obviously, but it doesn't seem that dramatic, their breakup. It more so, it really was like, we've grown apart, we're just not doing it for each other anymore, like whatever. But it's sad to think that, hold on, I completely lost my train of thought
It
mid.
happens.
That was crazy. Hold on, what were you saying? It was
Feeling bitter.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's hard to look back and remember the good times,
Mm-hmm.
because it really is sad when you break up with someone, how you immediately, like, as a defense mechanism almost, you want to remember all the bad only, and you want to like think about like, all right, well, fuck this guy, fuck this, fuck that. And you eventually start feeling like, what a waste of time. Like, this is
Mm-hmm.
insane. And it unfortunately kind of wipes the slate clean of all the good times and all the good memories, especially when you like hold that like animosity. It's a little bit of
Totally.
animosity. And I think that it makes it even sadder. It makes
Yeah.
it even more sad to think back like, wow, like to really consider this long relationship a waste of time is like, it sucks. And it
Yeah.
makes you bad for thinking it, because you're like, how could I like minimize everything to this? But sometimes it's just how you feel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like eventually you see like the grand scheme of things, you see like the bigger picture, but you just really can't help but feel like that. And with the core, I think the chorus with this the line "two graves, one gun" is
Mm-hmm.
like, at first I was kind of like, what does she mean by that? Two graves, one gun. But then I was kind of thinking about it, and to me, it kind of means like you were ready for both of us to kind of like die in this relationship, like to be buried with this relationship, but like only one of us was gonna go down. You know what I mean? If
Right,
that
exactly.
makes
Like, right, like the energy of, not to quote my girls, the Dixie Chicks, formerly known the Chicks. If I fall, you're going down with me.
yeah
That's like that's the energy that seemingly that he was bringing to it, and it's just kind of is like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going
yeah
to let us both die in
yeah
this. You want that for yourself, then fine. And of course, we're being dramatic again with the metaphors.
hmm
Not literal death. We're talking about like, souls
yeah
and things like that. So it's just that's sad. And dare I say, I don't know what my problem is with these songs. It's weirdly making me have sympathy for these like men a little bit. Like,
well yeah,
not
I mean
sympathy,
it's
but kind of like a like, okay, like I feel all right, I feel bad for you that you are so miserable
mm,
that you couldn't even like pull yourself out of that haze to enjoy what you had and the person that you were with and whatever. And yes, at the time she was there for you and you were there for her and whatever. And how long can she do this and whatever? And it's like, I hope you get the help you need. Like, I hope that you find happiness in your own way,
yeah
because it wasn't this. And that's a sad thing to think about anybody that
yeah
really is just wanting to be sad and miserable and gray skies every day. Like,
yeah
that sucks.
yeah and I think you said it when we were doing the album review. You were like, I feel like if there were more songs about Joe, this album would literally just like be so soul crushing and devastating that like it would
Yeah.
even be kind of impossible to get through. I mean, even with the bridge of this song, like this bridge, it's so like gut wrenching. Like you
Really
say
is.
I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it. My white knuckle dying grip, holding tight to your quiet resentment. And my friend said it isn't right to be scared every day of a love affair. Every breath feels like rarest air when you're not sure if he wants to be there. Like
Ugh,
it's
it
just
is. It's just a dagger to the heart. It really
yeah,
is. And imagine like going through that, like, you know, as someone who like is depressed, I know how difficult it is to deal with someone
yeah,
depressed who like everything is like, blah, negativity, negativity,
yeah,
negativity. It's like worse. And to be in that spot where it's like, I'm trying to make you laugh. I'm trying to cheer you up. I'm trying to bring you up and help you and whatever. And being that person to try to help someone bring themselves back to
yeah,
life and not being able to is also so detrimental to yourself, because it makes you feel like a failure.
yeah,
But in reality, it's like nobody's a failure, but the person who can't be brought up, they, you feel bad for them. You feel
hmm
bad, like that fucking sucks, and
yeah,
it's just kind of a crazy thing. Wait, I want to go back. I want to go down to one. Oh yeah, the wondering if you ever like want if you just want to be there at all. Like, how imagine living that life.
yeah. Like
You have to question the love of your life. Does he even want to be there?
yeah.
Like that's soul crushing. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Like, and my friend said it isn't right to be scared every day of a love affair. Like, yeah, that's not fair for either person in this relationship. Like, if you're feeling scared, like, or feeling like sad every day, like, that's when your friends like start to notice and stuff. Like that's when everyone's kind of like, hey, like this is not how a relationship is supposed to be. Like you shouldn't
Yep.
feel like you need to tiptoe around your partner or like your person, whatever.
Yeah.
um
Completely.
but yeah.
Completely. Okay, let's
Oh, but
see.
wait, just the one other part. The I died on the altar waiting for the proof. You sacrificed us to the gods of your bluest days, and I'm just getting color back into my face. I'm just mad as hell because I love this place.
No, no, no. And that's so true. And I think we said that on the recap too. It's like imagine there's there's a whole city, there's a whole place where it's like I loved it. And also it's physical place, London, and also this place being with you.
Yeah.
Like it's it's double meaning. And it's just imagine like I loved this. I loved this life. I loved the idea of it. I loved what like the future could have held and everything. And
Yeah.
now I'm just mad because it's not it anymore.
She also makes a lot of references to Joe and like the color blue, I feel like with
Yeah.
peace, she's like when your Cascade Ocean Wave blues come, and then
Yep.
like paper rings is like something about like even like I'll be with you even when I'm blue or even if it makes me blue or something like that.
Yep. Yep.
And then like hoax don't want no other shade of blue, like she,
Blue but you.
yeah,
Hmm.
just constantly kind of comparing him to the color blue, which I think
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
gave us a hint throughout the entire relationship. But like now they've gotten to the point where he just has given their entire relationship up to the blue. Like she
Yeah.
was like, I'll be there for you no matter what. Like I don't want any other shade of blue but you. But like now you've literally given us up. Like I can't. There's nothing I can
Yeah.
do anymore.
Yeah, completely. Two things before we continue. One, I think after because I'm loving this lyrical breakdown
Mm.
and I want to go hard on every single song. I think today we can either leave this in or cut this. Should we stop today at the first half and then do the second half on for Thursday?
Yeah, I think
Get
that's
back.
probably.
I think I'm gonna fly back tonight. I think I'm gonna try to like get on a late flight instead of flying back tomorrow afternoon because I don't really need to like be here anymore
Yeah.
and record it in person tomorrow. That's one. Um, because we're only on number 6, and I feel like we're not doing it. We want to do it justice.
Yeah.
That's one. Two. Eventually, maybe next week, we will have to do a deep dive into folklore again because I think a lot of these songs. Speaking of hoax, I think a lot of these songs we need to take a little look see at.
Yeah,
And
Cardigan.
Cardigan, Illicit Affairs. A couple of these songs are gonna have to like we're gonna
Yeah.
have to deep dive on. As much as it pains me.
No, I
I'm
know.
getting
There's just so many
Maroon,
songs.
Maroon.
Oh yeah,
That's,
I
that's
know.
not folklore, but few of these songs that
Yeah.
are
But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, yeah, we're only on 6 and we still have 10 more songs, so I do think we should maybe split it. It makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense. So that because then if I'm back tomorrow, then we can be in person and it's like better.
Yeah.
We can sing a little bit too.
Yeah.
I want to keep singing, but we don't match up. So
I
I'm
know.
like, it sounds stupid. So okay, so moving forward, as we're dissecting all of this, we're gonna finish the first 16 songs, and then Thursday's episode will have the anthology, those 15.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's great. Okay. So next up is But Daddy I Love Him,
Yeah.
which again has skyrocketed to the top of the favorites list for a lot of people.
Love this
A lot of
one.
people loving this song. It's really grown on me. First listen, I kind of was like, fearless vibes, whatever. But now that I have digested the lyrics properly, I love it. I think it's amazing. I think it's another message to the fucking fans.
Yeah.
And anybody that's ever tried to control Taylor's life and tried to step in and give their opinion where it wasn't wanted.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also it's crazy how she like breaks the fourth wall in this song. And also
Yeah.
kind of crazy how it just completely went over our heads when we first listened to it.
Oh my God, I know.
So many people were like, "Oh my God, this is so frustrating!" Like watching you guys listen to it and not realizing what she's saying when she says, "I'm having his baby." No, I'm not, but you should see his faces. I've seen so many TikToks of girls like being like, and then when she says, "No, I'm not," but you should see your faces, they're like, "Oh my God!" Like it's
Yeah,
a very
exactly.
funny moment because she knows like how her fans would react if
Mhm.
like we found out that like she was like had like a serious life plan with this guy
Yeah.
And yeah, just it's a great way of twisting your own story to like fit like something I don't know how to describe it.
Like you're right. It's like
It's like using
people
like an
love
analogy or something, I guess.
people love to make a narrative out of something and kind of turn it to their own way. But I love how, right, the way that she takes something that people are saying and like claiming it for herself. Like she's taking it and being like, oh no, I see what you're saying, and now I'm gonna laugh at your expense in this song. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like we're all jokes, like whatever. I also think it kind of shows that she sees it, she's pissed off, whatever, but she's also joking about it. She's like, oh yeah, guys, oh by the way, I'm pregnant. Oh,
Yeah.
like, deal with it. Like it's just more of like more fuck you to the media, to the people that feel like they have autonomy over her life,
Yeah.
and it's um it does get out of control. And I looked back and I was thankful that I did not talk shit about Maddie Healy at all. I kind of was like, oh, okay, girl, we like a bad boy, fuck
Yeah,
boy. Like,
yeah.
I was so nervous that I was like talking. I mean, I did talk shit about him a little bit because he sucks, but that's separate from
Yeah, I
her.
think we were both
Like,
kind of just like we get it, like it
you're like, get it,
happens.
girl. He's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But
But
I
like
think with,
even in the bridge, she's like, "God save the most judgmental creeps." Like that.
yeah,
I think that was at at the petition. Like judgmental creeps
absolutely.
who say they want what's best for me. Like you
Mhm.
don't fucking know what's best for me. Like you don't know me at the end of the day. Like,
Right.
but
The line of hold on, let's see. I'm going through. Um, this one is it's my name to, oh yeah, here we are. Uh, here we go. Sorry. I'm scrolling through the lyrics on my phone.
yeah,
Um, I'll tell you something right now. I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. Love it.
love that
And
part
then
too.
I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace. I
Mhm.
don't cater to these vipers dressed in empath's clothing. Like
Mhm.
I think that is perfect. Like if I want to, if whatever I want to do in my life is what I want to do in my life, and whatever you have to say about it, if you're telling me like you're disgracing your name, you're tarnishing your reputation, whatever. It's like no. I'm doing what I want to do, and it's none of your fucking
Yeah.
business. And if I want to do this, then I'm going to do this, and you're not going to tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
And I think it's brilliant. I think that this song is the perfect way to tell people to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like it's just good. And even with like the title, but Daddy, I love him. The parallels are Little Mermaid, of course, when she's in love with Prince Eric, and King Triton is like, no way, you can't date a human, but Daddy, I love him. Also, the Notebook
Mhm.
of what's her face's Allie's dad being like not him and like whatever. She's like, but daddy, I love him. Like same vibes. Like,
Mhm.
and she kind of calls out seems like her own parents. Like the adults, what's the beginning? It's like the adults are having their conversations. Hold on, let me find the lyric itself. Um, hmm.
I don't know. Dutiful daughter, all my plans were laid, tendrils tucked into a woven braid.
No. Where is this? I thought there was a part, maybe it's in a different song, but
I don't know.
where it's like, all the parents are having their conversations about me and about it and whatever. Maybe
Oh
it's a
yeah,
different
it's
song.
we came back when the heat died down, went back to my oh wait, no, different part. No, I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying? Where is this
I don't
part?
remember that at all, to be honest.
Hmm.
And I'm running with my dress unbuttoned,
Uh,
screaming about
Scream
daddy, I
Daddy, I
love him.
love the mom heaven. Um,
The only part I see about parents is there's a lot of people in town that I bestow upon my fakest smiles. Scandal does funny things to pride but brings lovers closer. We came back when the heat died down. Went to my parents and they came around. All the wine moms are still holding out, but fuck 'em, it's over.
right. That part too. But I thought there was a part where it was like all the elders holding court or something like that.
I don't know.
But I'll have to figure that out
Maybe you're
because
getting confused with Court of Thorns and Roses.
no. There's I don't know, maybe. But no, there's a line somewhere. It might be in a different song where it's like it was basically like the comparison was like the adults are in the room talking about me and telling me to
Hmm.
like stop. But
Yeah.
I don't maybe I'm like voicing the comparison, not the actual lyrics, and I really can't I can't figure it out. But it is in there, the idea that everybody around her was talking about how bad this was, how quote unquote toxic, and it wasn't for her and whatever. And I think that that yeah, at the end of the day, she's a grown woman. She can do what she
Yep.
wants, and she doesn't give a fuck about your opinion.
Yep.
And we're proud of her for that. We're proud of her for that. Great song.
Great song.
Great song. Next up is Fresh Out the
I
Slammer.
love this one.
It's
Love
really
this
grown on
one.
me. First one I didn't really love. Like first listen, I was like, oh, I like it, but it wasn't like, it didn't like hit me that hard. And now I'm really starting to love it a lot more every time I listen
I
to
feel like
it.
it kind of has similar themes to like Getaway Car in a way, but not like I used him to get out of the relationship, but more like I was thinking about you to get out of the relationship to like save me from the
Totally.
relationship, kind of.
Completely. And I also think the general theme of it too, lyrics itself, like I fresh out the slammer, I know who my first call will be to. I
Mm-hmm.
think that we have to draw parallels to it's Ready for It from Reputation. He can be my jailer, Burton to this Taylor, which, we're talking about Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton. They had a tumultuous
Mm-hmm.
relationship over time. And she's at that point, she's kind of being like, he can keep me in he put me in his keep as long as he wants. Like, I'm fine with this. And now she's fresh out the slammer,
Mm-hmm.
and her first call is to Old Faithful, Maddie Healy.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, like gray and blue in fights and tunnels, handcuffed to the spell I was under for just 1 hour of sunshine. I think that goes back to like So Long London. Like she was under this spell. She was only getting an hour of sunshine a day, like maybe an hour of good times with Joe a day, like years of
Mm-hmm.
labor, locks and ceilings. Again, like the locks, jailer. Like she felt like she was in prison, like she was in jail in this
Right.
relationship in the shade of how he was feeling, but it's going to be all right. I did my time. Now, pretty baby, I'm running back to home to you. Like, she was like, I served this sentence. Everything's going to be all right. And now, like, I get to run home to, like, the person I was thinking about, like, while I was serving my time. And
Yep.
it's just crazy. Like, my friends tried, but I wouldn't hear it. Watch me daily disappearing for just one glimpse of his smile. Again, goes back to So Long London. Like, she was disappearing, trying to see him just smile once. She was losing herself in this relationship. And all those
Completely.
nights he kept me going, swirled you into all my poems, which is crazy.
Swirled you in all my poems. I love that line though. Like
Yeah.
it's very romantic. It's like it's almost like it was like almost like it was against her, like she had no control over it. She was like it's like it infiltrated her mind, and then all of a sudden he's a part of it,
Yep.
and coming out in her works and coming out in her words,
Yep.
and there was
Like,
just no
like
denying.
what could
I
be like. I think this is definitely when she started like thinking like, what if I
Yeah,
was supposed to be with him this whole time? Whatever. Like we
really.
used to have this. She says like, um, at the park where we used to sit on children's swings. Again, another reference to her and Maddie's relationship being like adolescence.
Yeah.
Um, and even I just realized this, but she says to the house where you still wait up in that porch like gleams. Betty, like coming to my porch.
Oh no, stop. But that's what I'm saying. We have to go back to folklore because
Yeah.
Betty is James, Taylor is Betty, August is whoever else Maddie was hanging
Yeah.
around with it. Or and I also do think that August could have been Taylor as well.
Hmm.
Like it's so I think we talked about it a little bit ago, saying like for her to write August, would she is she putting herself in the shoes of an August in order to write it, or has she been in August? And I think we can now confirm she's definitely been in August. So
Right.
that's why she feels that way. A line in this song that sticks out to me about this that kind of lends itself to that is the as I said in my letters, now that I know better, I will never lose my baby again.
Hmm.
So it's like it's almost like she's coming out like, oh, I learned my lesson, and now's the time that I'm going to hold on to this,
Hmm.
and it's going to be forever, or it's going to go down in flames.
Yeah. Right.
Like I feel like that's kind of the vibe. Like it's very I'm trying to think of the right word. Manic, I guess, is like a word that people are throwing around. Everybody's throwing around manic, but it's very like, seat of your pants, like throw it all in the air and let's just get lost in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I
Good, another good one.
Another good one that I feel like very much speaks to her. speaks for itself, like imagery wise. Like you can really, like a few of these, like I was a little confused, like especially with this one coming out of Florida. I really didn't understand it until like I was reading some stuff, reading the lyrics, whatever. But I feel like Fresh Out the Slammer, like you can kind of get the gist.
Definitely. And
But
it's just a good song. Another good song.
it's a great song.
The next one, Florida, featuring Florence and the Machine. Love, obsessed.
There's a lot. I didn't realize, but there's a lot of No Body No Crime parallels.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally Body No Crime. I also, before we even start, I again just saw a tweet before this that in the song credits on this song, it says everything, everybody that worked on it. It also says special thanks to Emma Stone.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what that's all about, but I love
saw
it.
I saw that too, and they're like, "This is Taylor's reminder to just like say thank you to Emma Stone."
That's the exact tweet that I saw. Like
Yeah.
just, and so thank you, Emma Stone, as always. Thank you
Thank you,
for giving
Queen.
for existing on Earth. Like
Yeah.
you're just wonderful.
Maybe she listened to the song first or something.
Maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
something about it, or help provide some like details about Florida.
Yeah.
Like who knows? But the song is excellent. Taylor had said that she was watching a lot of Dateline at the time that they were like writing this song, and that a common theme was that so many people that were in trouble or that were just wanting to escape their life as it was would just kind of hightail it and move to Florida and start a new life.
Yep.
Nobody's asking questions. Everybody's a freak down there, and nobody's going to say shit. And I think that kind of comes through on this. I will say my favorite part of this song is Florence's part.
Yeah,
Like,
I really like Florence's verse here.
Florence's verse is the hurricane with my name when it came. I got drunk and I dare it to wash me away. Barricaded in the bathroom with a bottle of wine. Well, me and my ghosts, we had a hell of a time. Yes, I'm haunted, but I'm feeling just fine. All my girls got their lace and their crimes, and your cheating husband disappeared. Well, no one asks any questions around here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing.
I love it. It paints
so
it paints the perfect picture of like kind of escaping to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You're living maybe on like a beach or like a shack on the beach. Like there's a hurricane. You're drunk. You don't care. Like your life has kind of like come full circle to this moment where you're running away from crime. So you're just kind of wasting your life away in Florida. Like, and the cheating husband. Like they bring up the cheating husband a couple times. I think, right? Like she says like if you could beat the charges too. Yeah, and your cheating husband and all the bodies that like sink into the swamp.
Yep.
Can
I say that? Yeah. Like it's funny because it's every story you ever hear coming out of Florida where it comes to like crime and stuff. It's very much like, oh, body was recovered in the swamp 15 years old or something crazy. And it's like, people just, it has a lot of crazy shit going down in Florida. So the album itself is really, or the song itself, I think is funny at its core. I think it's a funny song, and it's just like it's another banger. Fuck me up, Florida. Like I didn't
Florida.
I didn't think I would like this song as much as I did. Like I'm very surprised at how much I like the song.
Me too. I really enjoy the like the bum bum, but like I don't even know how to describe it, but like that, love that part. It's so Florence and the Machine too. Like they perfectly captured Florence and the Machine's sound and like translated it into something that's a little bit more like Taylor Swifty too. Yep. But yeah, I just love the picture that it paints. I just picture Florence Welch and Taylor Swift with like scarves wrapped around their heads in a convertible with tiny sunglasses, like with a body. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a body in the trunk, and they're like, like life is good. Yeah, but also something that I noticed, there's a lot of, or at least two that I can name off the top of my head, Texas references in this album. I feel like.
I noticed that too. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, has Taylor ever been to Texas? Like, I know she has.
Yeah, I know she did like shows there, like Arlington, right?
Sure.
But it
is kind of random. And right. In this one, I think in Fortnite as well. Well, in Fortnite, I don't know if Texas is mentioned, but Florida's mentioned in
Fortnite. And then Texas, I think, is mentioned again in I Can Fix Him.
I think so. Oh, yeah, you're right. And I think there could be parallels maybe with like a Matty Healy, maybe with like being in Texas, or maybe it's that same energy as like Texas kind of used to have that like outlaw vibe to it, where it's like, oh, down in Texas, like, nobody asks any questions. And I feel like that's kind of still it, but Florida is like more that, you know what I mean? Like, it's that is more for outlaws than Texas these days.
Yeah.
So they say, you know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Wait, I just
and
wanted to read this one part on Genius. It just says, speaking to iHeartRadio, I think this is kind of what you said, but speaking to
Mhm.
iHeartRadio, Swift explains that Florida is a stereotypical location to which criminals flee to start afresh. She parallels this with the feeling she has whenever she goes through a breakup, stating that she feels like she wants to start afresh, be unknown, and escape. Florida, therefore, felt extra symbolic as a place around which to center the song.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the exact interview I read or whatever. But I think yeah, I think this is on the album probably the most fun song. Like it's really not that deep. It's fun. We're fleeing our lives, we're escaping reality, and we're moving to Florida, and nobody's asking questions, and we'll bury the bodies, and we'll drink some wine, and we'll have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shout out to the people who really love this song, like obviously Florida residents do love the song. Like so far people from Florida are like, we fucking love this song. But the line of like, you spent your whole life saving up to buy a timeshare down in Destin. That's like an inside joke for Florida people, because apparently like Destin is a place where, that's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious because Destin was a place that like in college people went to for spring break.
Yeah,
that was
Destin,
like a spring break. Yeah. So it's just, it's debauchery. It's fun.
It is.
Like,
yeah. It's funny to hear her like talk about a timeshare down in Destin. Like, what the hell do you know about a timeshare in Destin,
right,
Taylor?
Right. Exactly. Maybe that's Emma Stone. Maybe Emma Stone knew all about timeshare.
Right. Well, she also like I mean, maybe Taylor, and also like it could have easily been like something that maybe her parents had like a timeshare in Destin when she was younger. Like, you never know, but.
If he knows people like that, yeah, who knows? But it's all in all a great song, lighthearted. Don't look into it too deep. I think it's more like it's just fun. A lot of people are trying to bring a lot more like Maddie parallels to it, and I'm kind of like, let's let this one be its own thing.
Yeah. It feels like it tells its own story in a way.
Totally. Yeah. Totally.
Before we get into Guilty as Sin,
I
think we should take a little quick break. I was thinking about the wind blowing in my hair with the convertible at the top down, and it kind of reminded me of Way.
It certainly does. And Gia, before we even discuss the benefits of Way and how wonderful Way is, I love that we are both wearing our double braids today.
I noticed that too. It's so cute.
And they are both so shiny and healthy and beautiful. And the only person that I can thank for that is Way, because Way products for your hair, shampoo, conditioner, everything that we have gotten from Way at this point, we've been major fans of it for a long time, and huge shout outs to them for being on the pod with us, because
we're so excited to work with them. Yes. Because I mean, yes, we've been talking about Way forever. Like, I don't know, I feel like we just both use Way products all the time. Way's such a great brand. Like, you hear about it all the time. I mean, we have the detox shampoo, the leave-in conditioner. We have the hair oil. We have the anti-frizz cream. We actually just got a little bit of a new exciting product that we can't talk about right now, but like a little sneak peek into something super exciting. I am obsessed with their St. Bart smell. Oh my God, I could go on and on and on and on.
It's amazing. I love the scalp and body scrub. I don't know if you've tried that yet. The scalp and body scrub. Every time I'm in the shower, I'm using it, and it smells incredible. It feels incredible. It feels great on my skin. It's good for my scalp. I get a dry scalp. Like, I don't know why. I have extremely oily hair, but somehow my scalp gets dry. I don't know how. So using the scalp scrub it's changed my hair. It really has. Like, Way products in general have changed my hair.
Yeah.
And I'm thrilled.
I mean, it just feels like how time consuming doing your hair is insane. I'm not someone that like takes a lot of time to do my hair. I've always kind of been notoriously like bad with styling my hair and stuff. I still don't know how to work like a blow dryer. But with like the anti-frizz cream, with the leave-in conditioner, like everything makes it so much easier. And honestly, you're too busy to be frizzy. So you need to grab Way's new anti-frizz cream. It's a lightweight cream that provides immediate frizz control that lasts up to 72 hours, which is perfect for the summer coming up. Get
Mhm.
busy with Frizz Free New Ways Anti-Frizz Cream. It provides immediate frizz control that lasts up to 72 hours, plus heat protection up to 450 degrees, and helps reduce and repair split ends while quenching dry hair with intense hydration, which is perfect because I have dyed my hair since senior year of high school, bleached it
Oh
out
yeah,
the wazoo. So my
absolutely.
hair just is so gross at the end. My split ends are insane. My hair is dry as hell. So the anti-frizz cream and even the leave-in conditioner too, oh, it helps. Like I can feel my hair like it doesn't feel like like briny when I put my fingers through it. Like it feels
Exactly.
soft.
The leave-in conditioner has been, I was never a leave-in conditioner kind of person because like I said, I'm oily up top, but I am dry on the bottom for some reason. I don't know why. That's just, or that's how my hair was. And Rhea actually suggested, and I know that Way works with Chicks in the Office as well, and she suggested the leave-in conditioner to me, and it is a must. And if I don't have it, I notice it. Like
Yeah.
I need it for my hair. It feels so good. It makes it look amazing, makes it look shiny and full. And it's very light. It doesn't weigh your hair
Yeah.
down like you think. Like it really is it's the perfect leave-in conditioner. And I've been dyeing my hair since the fifth grade. Like I've really gone hard on my hair for a long time. And finally, like as an adult, I can now say that my hair feels great, feels so much better than it ever has in my life. And I would like to chalk it all up to that leave-in conditioner. Like I really think that it's changed my hair entirely.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I mean, I just it's actually crazy the difference that you can notice right away just from using the product like a couple times. But according to consumer perception study, 90% of participants agreed that their hair looked less frizzy when they're using the anti-frizz cream. So you'll be way obsessed with ways best sellers like the leave-in conditioner. This multitasking favorite detangles, hydrates, and fights frizz for all hair types. Or the detox shampoo, which I use always once a week. It
Same.
helps cleanse product buildup, hard water deposits, dirt, oil, and other impurities, and it's safe for all hair types, including color treated or keratin treated and Brazilian blowouts. I love using the detox shampoo like after a long weekend because it just
Yes.
feels like refreshes.
It's
So,
also good if you use dry shampoo a lot. If you like,
oh,
so
yeah.
I always am having to put it in my bangs, and the detox shampoo makes it feel so clean. Because like if you have whatever kind of shampoo you have, it never quite gets it all out. Like the
Mm,
worst feeling is when you get out of the shower and you go to like brush your hair and you still feel stuff in your hair. The detox shampoo is perfect for that. I could not recommend it more.
hmm So you can
Yeah.
frizz free up your schedule with Way. Go to THEOUAI.com and enter promo code WATCH for 15% off any product. That's THEOUAI.com promo code WATCH. I think I'm going to use our promo code to get the scalp serum because I've been really having my eyes on that. So
100%.
make sure that you are going to theway.com. Use promo code WATCH for 15% off any product.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you to Way. Again, thanks for coming on. We had a little behind the scenes. The Way salespeople came to the
Mm.
office to meet us and hang out and whatever, and they were so kind. But we bombarded them as soon as they walked in. They were like, "We love it so much." Like
I know. I was
we
like,
were
I love
crazy
the
with them.
St. Bart smell. Like, please, I need everything in the
Yeah.
St. Bart smell. It's the most addicting smell in the world. It's like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with it. Like,
Amazing.
it smells like a
It,
tropical vacation.
it really does.
Okay, so let's get into guilty as sin. Um,
Yes, and
Starting off hot with Drowning in the Blue Nile. He sent me Downtown Lights. I haven't heard it in a while. Um, Matty Healy has named the Blue Nile as his favorite band of all time.
yep.
Downtown Lights is a song by the Blue Nile that the 1975 samples in their song Love It
Mhm.
If We Made It. Um,
Which my favorite 1975 song.
oh,
Love it
such
if
a good song. What is that? We're
no,
fucking in the car
yeah,
shooting
yeah. Okay,
heroin. Yeah,
everyone. Yes.
yeah, that's a
I love
banger.
it if we made it. I sing it.
So
It gets in my head all the time.
yeah,
Like really good.
so this is obviously just starting off hot about you know who.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
Mm-hmm.
think it just kind of goes on to kind of explain like, am I guilty for having these kind of romantic thoughts about someone while I'm still at the end of whatever, like, end of whatever relationship that I'm in right now, you know?
Completely. I think it goes right back to the line in the last song where she says that she swirled him into all of her poems. Like
Hmm.
she's thinking about him. She's thinking about him a lot. He's creeping back into her mind. They must have like seen each other or connected again in the middle of her relationship, like in a platonic way. And it maybe just brought up all these old memories, all these old feelings, and it just kind of took over. And she is clearly feeling guilt for it, but is not quite sure how guilty she should
Hmm.
feel. And I think that, if we're calling it spade a spade, it's emotional cheating. It's emotional cheating. If
Yeah.
we're really gonna like do that, that's one thing. But I think that like thinking about someone when you're in something that's like that's dying and you're just at a loss for what to do, and all of a sudden you kind of see this light at the end of the tunnel, you're going to run towards it. And I
Yeah.
think that that's kind of what we're seeing here. And I think that like all of the like this is a lyrically dense
Hmm.
song as well, a lot of words, a lot of like this one feels a lot like a poem to me, but kind of set over like a sexy vibe,
Yeah.
which I love. And I think that I keep these longings locked in lowercase inside a vault. Someone told me there's no such thing as bad thoughts, only your actions
Hmm.
talk. And I think that's important too to remember. Like she wasn't doing any of these things. But wait, as I was reading that, I just remember I keep all these longings locked in lowercase inside a vault. How about folklore being all
I
lowercase?
know.
Throw up. Evermore too. I'm gonna throw
I
up.
know. And I wonder, like,
Like
if that means, like, all the lowercase songs on this album, too, are about him.
could be. Could be. It's just, yeah, it's just a lot. And I think that that by this point in the album, we know that there were a lot of conflicting feelings and a lot of longing, and whether it's unrequited or not, but I think that she maybe feels like it was for a bit, or she maybe at this point is kind of like, fuck, like do I need to get out of this, and do I need to make choices for myself and think about things, and does that make me a bad person?
Yeah.
And I say no. I don't
No,
think
fuck
so.
it. I mean, I feel like these thoughts and feelings that she was having, like, could have literally been the only thing that were keeping her, like, not alive, but, like, feeling
Keep
some
it
sort
hopeful.
of, yeah, hopeful, like feeling
Yeah.
some sort of passion, something that she just wasn't getting, like, in the end stages of her relationship. And yeah, like you said, like, this song to me is just all kind of like a romanticizing of a fantasy. Like, like, none of this is actually happening. She says, like, um one slip and fall and back into the hedge maze. Oh, what a way to die. I keep recalling things we never did. Messy top lip kiss. How I long for our tryst. I had to look up what tryst means, but it means like a romantic
Oh yeah.
rendezvous.
Yeah, I love a tryst.
Yeah.
Tryst is that's a word I use a lot.
And then
Not ever on this podcast, I guess,
I
but
love that though. How I long for our trysts without
mhm.
ever touching his skin. How could I be guilty of sin? Like, I haven't even touched him or like seen him, but like I still feel like guilty about thinking about this stuff. But like, I mean, and then the second chorus, like, my bed sheets are ablaze. I've screamed his name, building up like waves crashing over my grave. Like, she's like thinking about him in bed. Like,
No, facts. What did the tweet was like, okay,
yeah,
vibrator.
yeah.
Like, okay, like
Like, I
whatever,
mean,
man. Like, it's just
who know
listen,
if
who among us doesn't have a highlight reel?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, literally,
Be
literally,
fucking
like,
for real. Be fucking for
yeah.
real. Okay.
So it
But
just explains perfectly, like, she was obviously lacking some sort of passion or something, and thinking about these things kind of kept her heart feeling like a blaze, it feels like. And then the
yeah,
bridge comes around, and this is one of many, many religious references that we see in this album too.
right. This might be my favorite part of this song.
Mm.
The are you talking about the what if I roll the
Yep.
stone away?
Yep.
What if I roll the stone away? They're gonna crucify me anyway. What if the way you hold me is actually what's holy?
Mm.
And yes, we I don't know if we highlighted any of the other religious references we've seen so far in this album, or if we've just like blew past them. But yeah, there's a lot of like she must have been reading like I don't know, like just like intensity in religion or something,
Yeah,
because
I don't.
there are a lot of metaphors that have to do with that, which is interesting, which she really has never, I don't know. I feel like I don't she doesn't make these references often, but I think this one, for the Catholics out there, Christians too, I guess. I'm not really sure how far Jesus's reign goes, but we're referencing Jesus Christ,
Mm,
and or she's comparing herself to Jesus Christ in this instance where she, the people put her away, and whether or not she saves herself, she's going to be considered guilty. So I
yeah,
think that
yeah,
um, it's kind of a lose-lose situation for her. So,
yeah.
what do we do?
And I think a lot of her, it seems like at least, a lot of her relationship with Maddie was, or in the, like, after Joe, seemed like it was based off a lot of what ifs. Like,
Yeah.
what if this is gonna, what if this is what saves me? What if this is the person for me? Like, what if after all this time, we were actually meant to be? And I think you
Mhm.
see that in this bridge a lot. Like, what if I roll so many? What if the way you hold me is actually what's holy? And yeah, like you said, like, if Maddie Healy was the person that saved her, the person that she did this this miracle for, like he literally performed a miracle, like they're gonna still crucify her anyways. They're still gonna come after her anyways. Like they're still gonna find
Right.
something to pick and prod at, and she's just kind of like at this point, like I don't care. Like I choose you and me religiously. Like I will worship us over anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, I think the imagery of being crucified, obviously, I think brings in that Jesus element here. And yeah, that's how she is all the time. Like she has been crucified for her actions, whether she deserved it or not.
Hmm.
And and that sucks. End
Yeah.
of the day, that sucks. But also, like, she's gonna do it anyway. It's her life. Again, I think a real common theme about this whole thing is like, it's my life, like, and I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Right. Exactly. Agreed.
But I'm proud of her for that. Proud of her.
Mm.
Next up is one of my personal favorites.
Love this one too. Who's afraid of little old me?
Yep, it was
Who's
number one on the list.
afraid?
Little old me.
You
So good.
should be.
It should be. Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
love
just it's
that.
fantastic. This one really like is a great another kind of like fuck you, but we're not really sure who the fuck you is to. It's more so like, why is everyone making a big deal out of me? And it's mostly because of like the things that you've heard and the way that people talk about me.
Hmm.
And the obvious part, I'm going to skip right down to it, is the and then we'll go back to the other stuff. But the let's say where's the part where she's like,
Is it a wonder I broke? Let's hear one more joke.
that part too is good, but where's the part where it's like I'm gonna hold on. Where it's like I'm gonna throw. Oh, here it is. Sorry.
Mm.
You wouldn't last an hour inside the asylum where they raised me,
Yeah.
obviously, but then so all you kids can sneak into my house with all the cobwebs. I'm always drunk on my own tears. Isn't that what they all said?
Mm.
That I'll sue you if you step on my lawn, that I'm fearsome and wretched and I'm wrong. I put narcotics into all my songs, and that's why you're still singing along. Like, it's just the fact that everyone has always tried to cut her down and paint this picture of her as like this nasty woman. And so she's just like, yes, you're right. Here it
Yep.
is. Like, it
Yep.
kind of reminds me, this is so crazy, but it's not quite an exact thing, but this freak out of a song, people are comparing it to Mad Woman. It's like Mad Woman on crack. People are saying like when you like are extra like angry, but it also reminds me in the Sex and the City movie, the second one, when they're in Abu Dhabi
Yeah.
and when they're like freaking out, Samantha's like menopausal and she's going through the streets and she's got shorts on and everyone's kind of yelling at her and like that's obviously like not okay. And someone tries to steal her purse. They think it's a fake bag and it rips open and all the condoms fly out everywhere. And she freaks the fuck out. And everyone's like crowding around her, like yelling at her and calling her a slut and all this stuff. And she's like, these are condoms. I have sex.
Yeah.
Like freaking the fuck out. That's like the energy I feel is coming from this song.
Yeah. No, I feel like this song is like the epitome of female rage.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
every woman has kind of been in a moment in their life where they're just kind of like everyone has been or like I don't know the word, I guess, like
she's been
Misjudging me, I
misrepresented.
guess.
Yeah,
So it's like,
she's misunderstood.
yeah,
It's complete. You're misunderstood, and you're believing only what you've been told without actually knowing her as a person.
yeah,
And I think that's
yeah, and
so.
then
Obviously, I identify.
yeah, literally. And I think another line that really sticks out is in the chorus when she says like I was tame, I was gentle till the circus life made me mean. Don't you worry, folks, we took out all her teeth. And I love that line because I think it parallels to Mirrorball perfectly, like when they called off the circus, burned the disco down, and
Yep.
she's kind of being like I was this good girl, I was tame, I was gentle, I was this perfect image, whatever, until I literally put my body on the line for everyone. I literally was uh, shining just for you. Like I was on this
Yeah.
trapeze, like till the disco burned down, and now I'm just mean and I'm pissed off because I gave up all this and sacrificed all this just for you guys to be happy that you're taking out my teeth. Like just to be happy that you're silencing me almost.
So completely. And I think it's heavy on the silencing part. Like she almost was, it's like she got too powerful. Like
Mm-hmm.
she was this like caged animal that got too powerful, but it's like, don't worry, we took out her teeth. Like she won't hurt
Yeah,
you.
she
Like
won't
she
bite.
won't, hurt her. She won't bite, whatever. It's kind of, and she's a cat lady. So it's like what they do with cats, how they declaw cats.
Mm-hmm.
And some people think that that's mean. And some people are like, oh, it's for everybody's safety. But like, declawing a cat is kind of like taking away their ability to defend themselves and
Mm-hmm.
taking away their something that they have for themselves, like just lessening them.
Yeah.
And I think that taking out her teeth, it's just kind of that
Yeah.
energy.
And even at the end when she
Everyone's
like
done time and time again.
yeah. Like that kind of goes with the outro when she says you caged me and then called me crazy. I am what I am cuz you trained me.
Yep.
Which is just exactly like kind of what you said, just like you put me into this box, then you're calling me crazy, you're calling me calculated, you're calling me a bitch, you're calling me whatever. But like
Hmm.
this is all because of every person that has trained me and turned me or molded me into like this image that they wanted me to be. And now
Exactly.
it's driven me crazy.
And it's like you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Like what do you actually want? Like did
Yeah.
you want me like this or did you want me like this? Because regardless, you turned me into what I am, and now it's like you can't I'm a person, I'm this, I'm that. Like it's not up to you
Mm-hmm.
to dictate how like who I am.
Yeah.
So it's just it's good. I
Love
love
it.
this
And I
song.
love how she like kind of like refers to herself as like a ghost almost when she says like I leap from the gallows and I levitate down your street, crash the
Yeah.
party like a record scratch as I scream, like kind of
Well,
like a
that's like witch vibes. Like I
yeah.
leaped from the gallows, like I was about to be hung in the Times Square, and I jumped off and I flew down the street
Yeah.
to your day, which I love. We love a witchy reference.
Totally love it. And
Mhm.
yeah, you can just like see it in your head kind of like her like as a ghost like crashing a party like scaring everyone. I think this
Yeah,
would be a great music video.
me too,
Mm.
Gia. I pray for a music video like this. So just her dressed up in like a witch outfit or like an animal or something. Like the imagery would just be
Yeah.
great. It already is.
Yeah, totally.
Um, Okay, so love it. Favorite, just perfect.
Yeah.
Next one is I Can Fix Him, No Really I Can, which we of course have been singing our own
Yeah.
version of that song for a
Definitely a
while.
different
Different
sound.
vibe.
Yeah. This to me
Different
is
vibe.
not one of the stronger songs on Tortured Poets. Just the first 15 tracks. I just
Yep.
feel like it is short, so I think, or 16 tracks, sorry, but it is short, so I feel like that's what kind of hurts it.
Yeah. It's the shortest one, I think, on both. Like I
Yeah.
think it's the shortest song, which is kind of funny in itself that it's the shortest song. It's like, oh yeah, I can fix him, but it's like you realize quickly, no, I
Very
can't.
quickly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah,
Mhm.
this one again starts off.
Oh, wait, a Texas reference as well in
Yeah.
this.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. 6 Lane
another
Texas
Texas
Highway.
reference.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
weird, but um yeah, I wonder because obviously again with this song starts off hot right about Maddie. The smoke cloud billows. I think anytime she was referring to smoke, it has to kind of be a Maddie reference cuz the guy loves cigarettes.
For
The
sure.
smoke
It's
cloud.
smoke, tattoos, drugs. That's
Yeah,
Maddie.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
literally.
Those are our hints
Yeah.
that that's
Yeah.
Maddie. Yeah.
Like a freight train through a small town, the jokes he told across the bar were revolting and far too loud. That is Matty Healy in a
So
sentence
real.
because he's just been constantly publicly criticized for his, like, offensive jokes, whatever. He just really doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut sometimes.
Right.
And then I also love the chorus when she says, like, um, they shake their heads saying, God help her when I tell him he's my man. Like,
Hilarious. Because again, it's another perfect description of like, you don't want, like, you want to have your man's back. You don't want to be embarrassed by them. But
yeah,
when you see someone around you being like, oh, Jesus Christ, it's kind of like, oh, fuck. And you notice that. Like, you can always tell when people don't like your boyfriend, you know? Like, you can
yeah,
always tell
yeah,
when, whether you choose to ignore that or not is on you. And I think that this song is the perfect, I'm going to ignore that. And I can, don't worry, like, everybody hold your breath. Don't criticize yet. I'm going to fix this man. And he's
yeah,
going to change his whole life for me.
yeah. Like the bridge is like, I'll show you heaven if you'll be an angel all night. Trust me, I can handle me a dangerous man. And then by the end of the song, she goes, whoa, maybe I can't, which is
Exactly.
very tongue in cheek. I love that part. Like, just after, like, being like, I can fix him. Like, the Lord doesn't need to lift a finger. Like, I can do this. Like, he hasn't met me yet. Like, this is no problem. I can handle a dangerous man. And then she meets the final boss. And she's like, whoa,
Exactly.
whoa, whoa, maybe I can't.
Maybe not. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I think I've been through a little too much. Um, the wait, hold on. Oh no, no, yeah, that's pretty much it. Softly traces hearts on my face, and I could see it from a mile away. A perfect case for my certain skill set.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of that delusion where it's
Mm-hmm.
like she and it's very, I think I've seen this film before. I think there's maybe in one of the other songs, again, it's at the point where like all these songs are still kind of melting together, so it's hard to directly reference other songs,
Yeah.
but it's easy to reference their themes. So one of the other themes was like I know what I'm getting into, and it's like or I like I chose this chaos with you, or I chose this cyclone with
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that whatever that line is in that song, that I chose this cyclone with you, it's like I've seen this before. It might be Torture Poets Department, I think. And or no, I don't know, whatever. So I the idea behind it though is like, okay, I've seen this freak out, I've seen this energy, and I now know how to deal with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix it. But in reality of the situation, this kind of relationship is forever going to be unpredictable. So even if you think you know how to deal with the situation, it's that game of chicken. Well, it's like, okay, you know what to do here. Well, now I'm going to make it even more difficult again, and you're not going to know after this because
Mm-hmm.
I have to keep you guessing. I have to, you can never figure me out. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be figured out, and that's what I think that's like a common theme in all of this is that he didn't want to be figured out, and
Yeah.
she wanted to figure him out, and he didn't want it.
Yeah. And
So
I also feel like that's a common theme with, like, I mean, just with women in general, I feel like women always tend, or at least like sometimes, get into relationships where they feel like they can fix this person, mold them into the person that they can, like, what they fantasize about, or they romanticize about. And I feel like that's a
yeah,
big thing with this song too. Like, she is romanticizing something that she eventually, by the end of the song, realizes that in reality is not what's going to happen.
it's just not it.
Yeah.
It's just not it. Yep. Yep.
Um, and then we're into track 12, LOML, which is one of my favorites as well, and one that really made me emo.
Extremely sad song. The subject of this song I feel is a little ambiguous. We don't like, some people say it's definitely Maddie. Some people say definitely Joe. I kind of like honestly do think that it's Maddie,
I think it's
but
so Maddie.
I know, me too. But people online they were making some good arguments. And so I was like, all right, it also could be just like a general, like it could be a combo. I think
Mm,
that some of these songs, it's the ambiguity is on purpose, and others it really hits you over the head.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, at my heart of hearts, I think that it's about Maddie, because really from the top line is back into rekindled flames. Like how do you argue with that?
Yeah.
But
Stitching, and then
people
we
people like
embroidered
it
the memories of the time I was away. Stitching, we were just kids, babe. Another
Yep.
reference to, you
Yep.
know, their adolescent relationship.
Yep.
And you know, she goes like, if you we go from one kiss to getting married,
Hmm.
still alive, killing time at the cemetery. I feel like that aligns with like the two graves, one gun. Like,
Right. That too, that point is like, that feels Joe-ish, you know what I mean? So it's
mm,
like, interesting.
right.
But
Oh, right. That's
you
true.
know, so it's like, so there are a few lines, it could be like a combo. It could be a combo of just that feeling of, because to be honest, if we're thinking about it, she lost two people at once. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like she lost Joe and then she lost Maddie as well. And at the end of the day, neither of them were the love of her life. They were
yeah.
both the loss of her life. And it was in different ways, but
Yeah.
both just massive losses in her life, or so she feels, as she's explaining
Yeah.
to us here. The never quite buried in your suit and tie in the nick of time, low down boy, stand up guy, holy ghost, you told me I'm the love of your life, you said I'm the love of your life about a million
Mm,
times. And it just, that to me is like the love bombing side of things,
yeah.
where it's like, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Another religious reference too.
Another religious reference. And another ring reference to talking rings and talk. You should talk to me under the table, talking rings and talking cradles. How I wish I could unrecall how we almost had it all.
Mm,
That too is a little bit of could be both. You know what I mean? Um, but I think this song is very much a lot of acceptance for how things are. And that little voice in the back of her head, maybe that was like, I'm hearing all these things, but I don't actually believe them.
mm,
And now, like, you can tell me that you know, I'm the love of your life, I'm the love of your life as many times as you want, but it's not necessarily going to sink in, or if for some reason it can't sink in. It's because it never says her. The only time it talks about her returning those sentiments is the end, where she says, actually, you're the loss of my life.
mm.
Because the rest of it is them saying it to her, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's almost like she was never absorbing it. But at the end, she's like, no, you're not the love of my life. You're the loss of my life.
Yeah, and even like she says, like dancing phantoms on the terrace. Are they secondhand embarrassed that I can't get out of bed because something counterfeits dead? Like even the ghosts of like even the people that aren't there, like do or the people that like see what we can't see almost. You know, like do they
Yeah,
get embarrassed because like she's so depressed over something that wasn't even real in the first place? And
exactly.
that
Exactly.
kind of just to jump back really quick, but the second verse when she says, when your impressionist paintings of heaven turned out to be fakes, well, you took me to hell too, and all at once the ink bleeds. A con man sells a fool a quick, get love quick scheme. Like so, like
Yeah,
everything that he showed her, everything that he like wanted to use to bring her in, just was all fake. He was just a con man. Like he
totally.
yeah,
It
like
was all it was all lip service.
yeah.
I feel like lip service is a real, like, if you describe, you know, if we're talking Matty Healy, describe him in one word, I'd say lip service. Like
Yeah.
he just talks a big game, says a lot of
The
shit, and
coward
at the end of
claimed
the
he
day,
was a lion. Like I feel like that line just encapsulates perfectly like he kind of painted himself out to be this guy who was going to save her or not, yeah, I guess technically like save her, like bring her out of this the depths of this despair that she's been in this past relationship. You know, he was going to be this
yeah,
brave guy that stood up for her, and he was just a coward, just like all just kind of like the rest of them.
just like everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was all a bunch of bullshit, and that sucks. The end, I really like. Our field of dreams engulfed in fire, your arsons match your somber eyes, and I'll still see it until the day I die or the loss of my life. And that to me is like the like, you blew it all up. You
Mhm.
you fumbled the fucking bag, man. Like that's it,
Yeah,
you know?
I'm just reading this one part. I kind of like what it says, but it says like the instrumental of this song features piano notes repeated throughout the entire song, never changing. Only at the end of this song, when Taylor says the line "You're the loss of my life," does the piano finally stop. Since they finally ended their relationship, the pain isn't repeating anymore. It finally stops. Yeah,
Wow.
I like
Oh,
that
chills.
analogy. Yeah,
Wow. I like that a lot. Damn.
me too.
Sad,
Such a
sad song.
sad song. Oh my god, like
Sad song, and it makes me, that's another one too that makes me feel like the sympathy. Like I
yeah,
don't feel sympathy, but I do. Like I kind of feel like yeah, maybe everyone thought that it was gonna be something. Like Taylor's not the only one that you know can live in delusion. Other
mhm,
people can too. And it's like, she just has the balls to say it out loud. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm sure these thoughts and feelings are otherwise, but it's just it's sad. It's losing people is sad in your life. Like breaking up is obviously fucking sad. And especially when you put so much like emotion and feeling and love and thought into either a public relationship where everybody knows that you're dating this person or someone who's been kind of behind the scenes for a decade. It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. It's still, you know, how you felt. It's something that's been in the back of your head, nagging at your brain, inspiring you to write songs, happy or sad or mad. Like it's a huge piece of your life, and
Yeah.
it's sad. Loss of your life. It's a tearjerker,
Total
big time.
tearjerker. Oof, man. And the lyrics are just so like gut wrenching, and you can feel the emotion and the way that she sings it too. Like you can feel the pain that she was going through. So it's a very, very emotional song, and I really love it. Really do.
Absolutely,
And then
same.
you take
It's
a,
another,
sorry, what were you gonna
what?
say?
I was gonna say it's another one that I it's not in the too sad to listen to category, but it's certainly in the category of like probably listen to this one alone.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know?
Like that's not
Like I'm not
that's
gonna be screaming this one with my friends. Like this is a I feel bad for myself today. Let's put on LOML from
yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Perfect
definitely.
song.
But then it
Yep.
kind of takes a, even though it keeps with the sad lyrics, kind of takes a little bit of a 180 with I Could Do It With a Broken Heart, because it picks up with a little bit of a, it's a bop for sure. It's a bop, but
Major
with
Bob.
very sad lyrics. So it's very tongue in cheek, which I like. Very ironic.
This song has been stuck in my head nonstop. Like this is a really like an earworm song that I can't get out. And the idea behind the song, of course, is like I have to continue on living my life being this upset and depressed and sad and whatever, and people can't know about it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have to be this way. But look, I'm doing all of it despite the fact that I'm fucking miserable. And
Yeah.
she literally says as much at the end, like I'm miserable and no one knows. Like
Yeah.
she couldn't be more obvious in telling us that she's going through a hard time. She's fucking miserable, but she's still doing it all for us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Let the camera bitch smile. She gets out on that Eras Tour stage every night, despite like this emotional torment she's been going
Mm-hmm.
through, you know?
Yeah.
But it's great. I love that part. The lights, camera, bitch, smile, even when you want to die. He said he'd love me all his life, but that life was too short. Breaking down, I hit the floor. All the pieces of me shattered as the crowd was chanting more.
More. Yeah.
I was chanting more.
Yeah, it's
I was
crazy. Now I
feeling
feel
like
bad.
I'm
Like,
getting my marks.
it makes me feel guilty, like, for
I
her
know, same.
performing and being like, like, I
I know.
feel,
I feel that way a little bit too. It's like it is funny because I mean, all celebrity. Like I'm not saying Taylor is the only celebrity that's ever had to like do her job and do her thing when going through something difficult. And people every day, like regular people every day. I think that's why I like the song so much. I can really relate to it in the way of like, sometimes you have to just get up and
yeah,
do what you have to do despite what you're going through. And it's really hard to do, but you can do it.
yeah,
And you can put on a show and you can put on a mask and you can like go home and cry at night, but when it's time to perform, it's
yeah,
time to perform.
yeah.
And
And I think that's, I mean,
yeah,
even she says that then when she says, like, try and come from my job, like, this is why it cements her as just, like, one of the greats, just because, like, she can do all this. I just feel like there's so many artists that have, like, gone through bullshit in their lives and then they, like, cancel their tours, whatever. Like,
absolutely.
she can fight through even the worst of the worst depression, like feeling like she says, like I keep finding things in his drawers, crucial evidence that I didn't imagine the whole thing. Like she's
Mhm.
still like coming home from her shows and like finding stuff like about their relationship. Like it's not something that can just like go away and even and then like right back again. Like I'm a real tough kid. I can handle my shit. Like yeah, I don't know. It's such a anthem.
Yeah, it really is an anthem. And it's one of those songs where despite it being so upbeat, it kind of makes me tear up a little bit when I listen to it if I'm singing it. Because it is that feeling. It's like, I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit. They said, baby, you gotta fake it till you make it. And I did. Like it's just, it's that keep your head up, do it, even though it fucking hurts and it's terrible. Like I'm depressed. I everything. Like I'm obsessed with him. He avoids me like the plague. Like it's just all those feelings are so relatable in
Hmm.
real life. Like obviously hers is on another level, but I feel everybody can relate to having to live their life when they're at their worst,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. Yep.
For sure.
Definitely.
Just excellent. Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
I was I put a TikTok up dancing to this song because you throw your whole body around
Oh
every
yeah.
time this song's on. I throw my wacky waving inflatable
Yeah.
arm flailing tube band. That's me with this song. Like I just can't help it.
You
It's
can't
just one
help
of those.
it. It's so
There is
good.
no like dance to it. It's just throw your body
Yep.
around and like let yourself
Yeah.
feel it. And I love it.
And
Um,
then on to track 14, the diss track of all diss tracks.
Yep, we bring it right back down.
Yep.
But in a way, this song is not depressing, I don't think. It's very much like it's exasperated, I think. And it's also like a what the fuck, man? Like
Yeah.
that's the vibe I get from it. Like, are you fucking serious?
There's this
Like,
TikTok that's like
really?
the feminine urge to know why. And I feel like every girl goes through
Yeah.
that, especially with a situationship where like, you don't really know what happened. They just kind of like disappeared out of your life and you're just like, wait, I just want to know why. Like, what did I do? Like, why did this happen? Why did you even come into my life in the first place if you were just going to
Right.
disappear? And I feel
Yeah.
like
Why'd you do
this,
this?
yeah,
Why?
like
Yeah.
this song is kind of like the answer to why. And she's like, oh, because you're literally a coward, a small man who doesn't even measure up. Like, you don't even measure up in any measure of a man,
Yes,
bitch.
exactly. And she says just as much.
Yeah.
Um, but right, it's the wanting to know why. It starts off right at the beginning. The was any of it true? Gazing at me starry-eyed in your Jehovah's Witness suit. Who the fuck was that guy? Like, are
Yeah.
you just like
Like, you're a complete different
I,
person.
right? Did I imagine all
Yeah.
this? Like, what the hell? Like, you said all these things, and then what the fuck? But I appreciate the call out that you tried to buy some pills from friend of mine, but they ghosted you. Now you know how it feels like.
Yeah.
Love
Like,
it.
dickhead.
Yeah. Rusting my sparkling summer.
Mm.
That line, I think that is, it's a direct call out to like all this was going down in the middle of the Eras tour during the summer
Yeah.
last year or the beginning of the summer and how perfect everything was going. Cruel Summer, the song was like
Yeah.
everywhere, away from it, whatever. And he just like totally like rained on her parade,
Yeah.
like rusted
Totally.
her sparkling summer. Um, and then in public, you showed me off
Yeah.
and speaking to stoned oblivion. It sounds like a lot of it was just like, right. It was high intensity and then like high highs and low lows.
Mm-hmm.
And it just became like ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, you can tell how like frustrated she is
Mm-hmm.
in this song because like it really just seems like it went from one thing to another so quickly that she was just so confused and like wondering like what maybe she did or what went wrong or again like why like I just don't understand like how it went from you know um
Yeah.
public showing me off and then we go home and you're sinking stone oblivion like you don't give a shit about me whatever. And then
Right.
I think the frustration obviously like comes out the most in the bridge. And this is kind of where I got that like why thing from because like she's like she just wants answers, like were you sent by someone who wanted me dead? Did you sleep with a gun under our bed? Were you writing a book? Were you a sleeper cell spy? In 50 years will this all be declassified? Like she's just like I just want an answer. Like were you a fucking spy sent on me to ruin my life? Like that's more realistic than
Yeah.
the truth of you just like didn't give a shit.
Exactly. Right. Because that's how intense everything was. That's how much I believed what you were saying and believed you. And it's a super shitty feeling to allow yourself to believe all these grandiose things for it all to just like disappear, blow up in your face and whatever. And then believe like, well, what was that for?
Yeah.
Like, why did you, what kind of person are you?
Yeah. I just
That
want
kind
to I want to just read the rest of this bridge just cuz it's so fucking
read it.
good.
Yeah, read it.
And you'll confess why you did it and I'll say good riddance cuz it wasn't sexy once it wasn't forbidden. I would have died for your sins, instead I just died inside and you deserve prison but you won't get time. You'll slide into inboxes and slip through the bars. You crashed my party and your rental car. You said normal girls were boring but you were gone by the morning. You kicked out the stage lights but you're still performing. Oh,
Obsessed.
it's
Chills
just
again. Chills
just
again.
dagger after dagger. Like, you deserve prison, but you won't get time. Like, it wasn't
Hmm.
sexy once it wasn't forbidden. Like, normal girls were boring. It just paints this picture of, this guy who just really used her almost, and like made her believe this fake reality, and then just snatched it right from her.
Absolutely. And I think
You
too,
are what you did, but I'll forget you, but I'll never forgive the smallest man who ever lived.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like the message is clear, loud and clear, girlfriend. Like
Yeah.
we hear it, we understand it, everything. I think too, or not think. People are saying that you crashed my party and your rental car. First half of that, you crashed my party. That's James showing up at Betty's party,
Mm.
so I showed up at your party, whatever. And then and your rental car. Apparently, the this is on the internet streets. I don't know how real this is, but people were saying that I guess I think we might have said this last week. The song Slut, the vault track on the 1989 album, was originally rumored to have been a song duet with the 1975 Matty Healy, and
Mm.
that he had written parts of it and different verses of it. And so there's like an original, like quote unquote, quote, original lyrics. I don't know how real again, floating around
Right.
that's a little different than the version that we have now. And people think that all this happened and she cut it out and rewrote the song for herself and then just put it out as is. But that apparently Matty Healy was supposed to show up to like collaborate on that, but then also, or maybe show up to one of the LA shows or something along that lines. And he was in a rental car and he crashed it on the way there and like never showed up. So that is true. He did crash a rental car like on the way to something like that was real.
Interesting.
So people have thoughts on that.
Hmm.
I don't know how real or what, the real details of all that, but that's just what the streets are saying.
Interesting.
So interesting. All right. Well, I as usual, I am fatigued of Matty Healy at this point. Like at this point, I really am like, oh my God, this asshole. Like, and again, we've talked through it. We've had the sympathies. We understand the situation and whatever. But I love that song, even though in the anthology, which we'll discuss on Thursday, like does dive deeper into it. And I'm not mad about it. But at this point in the album, if I'm listening to it top to bottom, I'm like, this motherfucker. Let's fuck him. And so, right on cue, Taylor comes in with The Alchemy, which
Okay, I
is
kind of have a hot take, and I think that this song's about Matty Healy too.
do you?
Yeah, everyone's saying Travis, and I totally get the Travis thing because it's like when I touch down, call the amateurs coming from the team, whatever, like I'm the one to beat. But the verses to me are so Matty. I don't know. Like, what if I told you I'm back? The hospital was a drag. I circled you on a map. I haven't come around in so long, but I'm coming back so strong. And then she says, "Hey, you, what if I told you we're cool? The child's play back in school, another reference to their adolescent
Yeah,
relationship,
yeah.
is forgiven under my rule. I haven't come around in so long, but I'm making a comeback to where I belong." And then she says, like, "'cause the sign on your heart is still reserved for me. Like, we took time off. I was in a
Yeah.
relationship. Now we're back. This, your sign in your heart." And then she says, like, "These blokes warm the benches."
Well, that to me, so okay. So I those are very compelling arguments. I don't disagree. I think maybe some of these, again, the feelings I think on this album all blend together with like a lot of different people. I don't think
Yeah.
that I think they're very much like Taylor expressing her feelings. You can't, not for all songs can you label it one person. Like I still think there are lines and pieces that kind of apply to other people. So while those are all compelling arguments, these blokes line the benches, I think is a direct like I've been hanging out with these fucking British boys, and I need myself like an American football player. And
Mm.
I think there are too many things. The touchdown, amateurs, cut the amateurs from the team, ditch the clowns, get the crown, baby, I'm the one to beat. That part is too Travis. Like it's
Yeah.
too, even the ditch the clowns, get the crown. People think that could be about his PR person. Remember when when she posted that girl with the clown
Yeah.
face? It could be that. And I also think the like I haven't come around in so long. That's true. She just hadn't. Like she really hadn't like even attempted to look
Yeah.
outside of her circle, which was like kind of a thing. And it goes back to that piano riff that you were talking about on Loss of My Life.
Mm.
The how it was going around and then at the end it stops because she's not going around and around
Mm.
anymore. I think her thing with Matty is like they just went around and around and around for years, you know? And so now she hasn't come around outside of her own like circle of bullshit in so long. That's kind of how I interpret that part.
Okay.
But you're right. The child's play back in school, like that stuff. The parallels are definitely there. But I think that Travis does bring out a kind of like this like childlike wonder in her as well, like a new version of it that she needed, but the version that she had with Maddie was like too toxic. So now we have like another person that is making her
Yeah.
feel, you know, these feelings of like this giddy childhood, but it's just a totally new person.
Yeah.
So I feel
Also, the heroin line kind of throws me off too. Like,
yeah, me too. No, I think that someone said that Travis said that or something.
oh,
Like
really?
I don't know.
Well,
Again,
because
that's a
Matty
Twitter.
Healy had a heroin addiction.
No, I know. I
So it's
know.
like he jokes that it's heroin, but this time with an
Just
E.
the time with an E. I know. It is confusing. But
Yeah.
everyone has assigned this to Travis. And she I think
Yeah.
has been like liking tweets and stuff. Like she's been like maybe she's pushing that narrative at the
Was
very
the
least.
alchemy the one with the twinkling lights, or was that so high school?
I think that's so high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So high
Um.
school is definitely, and we'll talk about that, but so high school is it could not be more about Travis. Like
Yeah.
that's 100,000% about him. But I do think that this song being on here and kind of like assigning it to Travis is good because it's at the end of the first part of the album, or the first album. And we're if you listen to it all at once, it's very much telling a story. And I think that The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived like ends that story.
Mm.
And then we get this song and then the last song, Clara Bow, which is kind of like a narrative on fame in general. Like it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with men. So I think it's just kind of like wrapping that part up and then bringing in being like, hey, look where I am now. Like this is fine. Who are we
Yeah.
to fight the alchemy? Like maybe people are questioning it, being like, what, what? Like I thought she's been hanging out with British boys, but in reality, it's that all American male she's looking for.
Right. Right. That makes sense. It definitely
Your,
like.
your arguments are compelling though, Gia. I'm curious if I've not seen anybody say that. So I'm curious if after you have said that, if people are going to think that.
Yeah. I wonder. I wonder what people think. We'll have to post. We'll have to clip that part and see what people think. But I don't know. I just. It would be a crazy fucking coincidence with like the touchdown, whatever. Like that part is
Right.
so Travis, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I
Do
had.
we think do we think some of this song was written like already and then she met Travis and was like, okay, I'm gonna throw a couple things in here and
Yeah,
then like
like
make
maybe
a
like
Travis
kind of
song?
send him, get him off the scent a little bit.
Yeah, could be,
But I
could
don't
be.
know.
She is a mastermind.
Yep, exactly. And
Hmm.
then to finish it off with at least the Torture Poets Department, we have Clarabout, which is just such a not because the lyrics aren't cute, but like it is. I really like this song. I can't really put my
I love
finger
it.
on like why I love it so much, but it has like such a you know what it's like to kind of be like a woman in fame type of like no matter what you do like there'll always kind of be like this next person up that you're always like getting compared to whatever, and I feel like
Definitely.
every woman can kind of go through that feeling, like everyone knows what it's like to feel like that, so it kind of
Hmm.
like brings you together, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. I think you're spot on. I am obsessed with this song. It's
Mm-hmm.
constantly stuck in my head. I think it's another song that if I listen to it like too closely, I start crying.
Mm-hmm.
Like for some reason, like it brings tears to me. But it's very much, the conversation of the song itself. In succession. It starts off, "You look like Clara Bow." This is being said to Stevie Nicks, and I think people are confused by that. So like Stevie Nicks was told, "You look like Clara Bow, blah, blah, blah. This is all happening, whatever." Then the second line, Clara Bow also is a famous star who struggled with the fame and mental health and was always kind of like, they talked about her, but she never really got the like shine that
Mm-hmm.
she maybe deserved. The second line is, "You look like Stevie Nicks." So this is now Taylor is being told,
Mm-hmm.
"You look like Stevie Nicks," with with the outfits and the
The hair
hair
and
and the
lips, yeah.
lip. Yeah, and then crowd goes wild at your fingertips, things like that. So now Taylor has entered it, and it's to show that like no matter who you are, eventually someone else will come in and get compared to someone else because that's how it is with women. Like you can't just be your own thing. Like you have to come in, be a new version of someone else that's quote unquote better and younger, and this and that and whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
of course the end of the song comes with You Look Like Taylor Swift. And
Mm-hmm.
that part, like, it really makes me like so emotional. I don't
Yeah.
know why, because it thinks about who now is being compared to Taylor Swift and being told those things. You have the edge that she doesn't have,
Yeah.
and just how it's this ongoing cycle of these women who are famous and people really like are invested in their lives, and it affects their mental health, and how the cycle just it's going to keep going
Yeah. And
when it comes to fame.
I feel like this is a constant battle that she talks about a lot. Like with like Castles Crumbling, this song, Nothing New. Like she talks about a lot about how she's scared of like this next person to kind of take her spotlight. And obviously, like us fans, we know that like no one could ever replace her for us.
Of course,
Like
yeah.
that's just impossible. But for her, like that's just you can't help but feel like that insecurity because it was placed on her when she was a kid. So when she came, like you just said, so it's again a never ending cycle.
Yeah.
A line that I really love is only when your girlish glow flickers, just so do they let you know. Like only when you start to maybe
uh
fade is when they start to like let you know that you're like not
Flipping.
yeah exactly, like you're not
Yeah.
glowing anymore, but no one was telling you while you were glowing that you were doing great, whatever. Like, no, it's just like only when you can see the light start to dim on her end is when everyone's going to start like attacking. And
Right, exactly.
it's just, it's tragic. It's sad.
It's sad. And it's sad to be like, it makes me feel sad, like obviously for her, but for anybody else that's like in the industry, because it's like you, I don't think I'd want, I mean, it's conflicting. Of course you want to be compared to Taylor Swift because she's the best, but you don't want ever to think of yourself like better than that,
Yeah.
or like why can't, this common theme literally throughout like all of our lives is there is enough room at the top. Why do we have to replace each other? Why do we have to whatever? Why can't there be a bunch of us? Like, yes, your music reminds me of that. Music, sure. Music reminds me of it. Or the fandom, the
Mm-hmm.
way that people lift you up is the same way they lifted somebody up, whatever. That doesn't mean that that still doesn't exist. Like, it doesn't mean that people don't still lift up Stevie Nicks. It doesn't mean that people didn't still love Clara Bow. And it doesn't mean that people won't still love Taylor Swift
Yeah.
at the end of the, and it's just that, like, we know that, but so many people they don't think about these celebrities and stars as people, and they just are like, oh, you're like Taylor Swift but a little bit better, don't worry. It's like
Yeah.
this promise of success by cutting other people down, and
Yeah.
it's just
And I've,
it's a heartbreaking song, but this way that it's sung and the sound of it is so like sing-songy,
it
like
kind of has like a hopeful tone to it.
yeah, it kind of does. It's just it's like it's real. It's the reality of it.
Yeah.
And it's accepting the reality of the situation, which is that you're always going to get compared to somebody, and there's always going to be a new person, and people grow old and change and do
Yeah.
whatever. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
You know?
And don't worry,
Sad.
Taylor, we're not going anywhere.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. What a breakdown. I'm tired even from that.
I know, I'm tired too. Lots of talking. I can't even imagine that we like had a plan of doing the full
I
album. This would have
know.
been a
That was crazy.
5 hour episode.
No way. I almost said it yesterday, and then I was like, well, let's see how it goes. And I knew that we couldn't, like, there was no way we could
Yeah, yeah,
keep our conversations short, because all these songs really do deserve the time and the attention. For all the time and attention that she put into it for us, we
hmm
deserve to give her the same.
hmm
So we will do the second album, the surprise album, The Alchemy of
Anthology.
or The Alchemy, the anthology, The Alchemy in my head.
It's impossible
The
to.
anthology side of things will come out on Thursday. And we're just still processing. Like, I feel like every time I listen to the songs, like I kind of have a different feeling on them.
Yeah,
So my thoughts on all these albums might change like by Thursday even.
yeah.
So
Wait, I want to
it's
read my top list.
oh, read your list. Read
Yeah,
your list. I didn't even make one. So
but this is
yeah.
with the anthology included, and this is no
Okay.
particular order as well. But it's the
Right.
Bolter, the Black Dog, the Albatross, I Can Do With a Broken Heart, Down Bad, Florida, I Hate It Here, The Prophecy, Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus, How Did It End, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, LOML, So Long London, Fresh Out the Slammer, Guilty as Sin.
Great list.
So like half
And
the
I'll
album.
tell you, so the entire album.
Yeah.
Great list. I have to say that even ahead of us breaking down the anthology, after listening several times, the anthology side might have more songs that I really love. I know that I said that on first listen, and then I thought I was like saying that ahead of time, like out of turn. It's so hard to pick favorites, but even the ones that you listed right there, all of the ones that are on the anthology side, I was like, that's
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. They're
I can't wait
just,
to talk about like the Bolter, the Black Dog,
oh
like
my God,
the
yeah.
Prophecy. I fucking love the Prophecy.
I love the Prophecy.
Yeah.
Also, I hate it here. I know you love
Oh,
that too. Uh,
yes. It's
just
so
too good.
good.
Too good. So just make sure you're tuning in for Thursday because
Yeah.
we will talk about it. And also remember that if you want to call in, it is our call in episode.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do a few people with that, but then again, remember the breakdown is coming. So if you want to call in or text us, it's I forgot
347-450-0723.
347-450-0723. So go ahead, call us, text us on that number, or message us on the Taylor Watch Instagram account to have your thoughts and feelings explained. And if we don't get to your thoughts or feelings or your voicemail or whatever, do not stress. I'm sure that people have a lot of thoughts on the new album, and I'm sure that in the coming weeks on our Thursday episodes will be a lot about the album and our interpretations of it.
Totally.
So don't worry, don't get discouraged. Call in, leave voicemails, do everything you want. And that's that. Well, and thank you again for watching our breakdown of it, our live listen of it. Go ahead, keep watching it, and hopefully we'll make you feel good, like you're not alone.
Yeah.
We'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah, can't wait. Love you guys.
Love you.